He's been cited by IGN, The Quartering, Timcast, The Daily Wire, Bounding into Comics, and even Dr. Jordan B. Peterson.
Disney insider WDW Pro recently speculated on.
Time and time again, he's broken big entertainment news live on the air.
I've been following WDW Pro and his track record for years. If you want to find out what's on the horizon for theme parks, Pro is where you go.
He's like the honey badger. He just keeps scooping and scooping and scooping. He's like the honey badger. He just keeps scooping and scooping and scooping. All right. All right. All right. He's like the honey badger. He just keeps scooping and scooping and scooping. All right. All right. He's like the honey badger. All right. All right.
Man, that Pro guy, he got more answers than Corn Pop. I tune in every day right here from the Oval Office. Sniff here and find out what Pro has to say every day.
Quick, Cheney, we gotta put away the Legos and get in the big boy chair. It's time to listen in to the Pro Show, my favorite show every single day. I did not have relations with anybody during the Pro Show.
It's Pro. He's gonna be huge.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejados de las puertas.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, in just 2 minutes, the lighting at the Magic Kingdom will dim for the performance of the Pro Show. We hope you enjoy and have a magical, truthful time. For the safety of others, please, no flash photography. And welcome to Provision 3D.
Alright everyone, put on your opera glasses. Oh boy,
Keep learning, keep growing, and keep having fun. From the redwoods of California to the hills of Tennessee to the Rockies in the Sunshine State and Maine with that bright and shining sea. From coast to coast in North America, it's time for your host with the most, bringing you all the entertainment news that should be fun. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the WDW Pro Show!
Okay, Eric, I don't want this to go the same way it did with Oh Holy Night, okay? So let's see if we can step it up this time, okay?
Oh, yes, Mr. Mackey, I would definitely do a better job.
I'm not really sure if I believe you, but go ahead. Okay.
Oh, so can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last, whatever it is.
Eric, get this right. This is important, okay?
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. Oh, the ramparts we watched were so goodly and dreaming. On the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through that night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
I gotta say, Eric, that was actually a dramatic improvement. You missed a bunch, but okay, it wasn't horrible.
Thank you, Mr. Mackey. Can I get cheesy poofs now?
Okay.
Folks, welcome back to another fantastic day here on the WDW Pro channel. Such a joy that you all have decided to join us. Over 250 already in the audience as we are just beginning this special event live stream, a celebration of all nations, but mostly America. Joining us is a fantastic roster of guests, which will be growing. We have so much planned for you tonight that you just can't even believe it. Let's start off by introducing our producer of the show, as always, and intrepid investigative reporter for thatparkplace.com. He does not yet know that he will be revealing exclusive information, if possible, tonight regarding Lucasfilm and the Walt Disney Company, but he probably now has figured out where this thing is going as we go on into the show later this evening. Please welcome aboard, ladies and gentlemen, with great hoopla and huzzahs, Jonas J. Campbell.
Thank you,
huzzah,
everyone.
Jonas. Applause and
Huzzah.
huzzah. Huzzah! There we go.
Down with him who will not say "Drink hail, drink hail."
Jonas, did you enjoy Did you enjoy our special intro?
I did very much. I think I legally have to enjoy it, but I think I probably would have enjoyed it anyways. But we'll never know.
That's right. Well, you are obligated by contract, so we're glad that you enjoyed it. It kept your job in place.
That's right.
Let's bring someone though who is not on contract and is simply a friend of the channel, and we are so happy to have him. It's Culture Casino. Welcome aboard, sir. Looking very patriotic.
Indeed, yeah. It's a celebration of all nations, but mostly America, right here.
That's right. You've got it. You have nailed this. And I see you have. Can you show the cap a little bit closer, please? Let's go to a solo layout.
This is my merch cap. This is the special.
Ah, I see. So, talking the items as usual. Don't worry, Culture. We're going to do that as well here. I have not failed to learn from you and others. Let's also welcome to the stream Arwen Avalon. Arwen, welcome aboard.
Hey, y'all. Happy 4th of July. Good to see everyone.
And Arwen, are you ready to watch the fireworks tonight? Can you believe it? We're actually going to stream in fireworks to the show, and we have lots of surprises that are going to happen this evening that are going to be a lot of fun. But Are you ready to watch the boom booms?
Yes, let's watch the boom booms. The bigger the boom, the better.
Boom! All right, let's also welcome in the one and only Script Doctor to the show. Folks, we didn't lie. We've got a great group of guests here. Script, welcome back.
Happy to be here and happy to be on the precipice of celebrating another 4th of July with everybody out here in YouTube land.
That's right. And Script, this is a celebration of all nations, so we are including Canada as well. Can you tell us, are the wildfires any better over there? Have we gotten those things under control yet?
It appears to be that case, and there's also an investigation, which I'm hoping will shed some interesting light on the matter, because, again, wildfires are a dangerous thing no matter what country they come from. And it's always the duty of us to be as transparent when it comes to those as possible, so that we can mitigate how many they can have, either if they're natural or if they're not.
That's right. Diligence is due in this situation. Folks, you have asked. Yes, Culture, go ahead.
8-year-old me just heard the duty joke, so I apologize.
You do.
Sorry.
Anyway, we've also got a guest on board who has been requested to be a bobblehead many a time. You know him as the Star Wars, Lucasfilm, Indiana Jones guru. Folks, welcome Lorne Connor to the channel once more.
Howdy, folks.
If you're a Star Wars guru, does that technically make you a Bendu?
It also means that you have to walk up a mountain to come and find me and ask me questions to alter your life.
Is that a mountain that's just in the middle of a giant planet-sized city?
I would hope not. That's the Minari Mountains, and they only have a tiny part that's above the cityscape.
Okay, I was just testing you. You passed.
You actually know what you're talking about yet again. And we also want to welcome to the channel someone who is live from a particular destination that you all probably know. Let's welcome, with, again, great hoopla and huzzahs, Lorena Creole. Welcome aboard.
Hello, everybody. Glad to be here.
All right, and Lorena, tell the audience where you are at this time if they have not yet guessed.
Well, folks, I am live at the Magic Kingdom in Walt Disney World. I'm here on Main Street, USA, right in front of the castle. Well, not right in front, maybe about 200 feet in front of the castle, and ready to show you the 4th of July fireworks a day early.
Perfect. And Lorena, what time are the fireworks? We're going to be celebrating with you here on the stream, but what time will those fireworks be tonight?
The fireworks are scheduled to start at 9:20 p.m. Eastern Time.
9:20 p.m. Eastern Time. And folks, if you are hanging with us, take a look right here. You can see the live stream that Lorena will be doing. We are going to stream her stream, but here's what we want all of you to do out there. Please, please, please go to Lorena Creole's channel on YouTube. If you are not yet subscribed to her, well, we need to fix that problem. Make sure you subscribe. And by the way, Lorena is at 4.72 thousand subscribers. Folks, with just a little effort, we could get her over that 5,000 mark. So if you're not yet subscribed to Lorena, please do that. We're going to watch her live stream when the fireworks start going off. And what we would like to do is you get to decide. Run both tabs, this channel's and her channel's. On hers, she'll have the music from the Magic Kingdom. Over here, we're going to be playing different music that is not apt to get us in trouble. And you pick the stream. We're not offended either way. And we're going to have a great time sharing this together in a crossover stream situation. It should be a lot of fun. But again, folks, make sure you go there. Mods, if you could drop this in the chat so people can find it. And let me say this, too. We want to thank all of our moderators who are out there for this special live stream today. It is fantastic that our wrenches are out there and ready to go, as always. All right, Lorena, we look very much forward to celebrating this 4th of July with you at the Magic Kingdom. Let's get one more update though from you. Where are you located inside the Magic Kingdom? Can you give us a little bit of a view around the park?
Let's see. I believe I can. So you can see the entrance to the park is back that way. And you see all the people?
Yes, there are many people out there.
Yes. So I'm turning around. You can see Casey's right over there. And there's the castle right there. So that's where I am.
All right, Lorena, are you going to do any interviews with the people around you?
You know,
Don't make her do that, bro.
Lorena, yell out loudly. Yell out, WDW Pro has questions, and see who hates you and who loves you. We'll find out what the crowd is like there tonight.
I don't think we should jeopardize Lorena like that. She's a wonderful lady.
That's right. Well, we will definitely be checking in with Lorena, and we are so excited she's streaming with us before she begins her live stream again, folks. We will be sharing together a cross stream. Now, unlike the Ghostbusters, we will cross the beams and see how it goes. Of course, they did so at the end, and that was a fantastic movie, one of the greatest of all time. We'll see if this stream can possibly match that.
I think we can do it without causing a complete protonic reversal.
Well, we'll see, Egon. We'll see. Now, before we get into some of the stuff that we want to cover in this live stream, I do want to give a bit of a foreshadowing of where this is going to go. Jonas, you shared with me in back channels earlier today that we have some new information out of Lucasfilm. And folks, if you are here to find out about what's going on with Disney and Lucasfilm, we are here to engage with you. Jonas, how much of that can you share this evening? How much is precluded from us discussing?
I think I can share pretty much all of it except the name.
And blood type. We agreed on no blood types.
Oh, no, they're AO positive. Wait, AB positive? I see. This is the problem. Well, the blood tests are rapid. You still don't get them back in time for the stream. I'm pretty sure we're good to go on that particular one.
All right, fantastic. Folks, make sure that you share this out. Tell people that we're going to be breaking exclusive news about the Disney company, Indiana Jones, etc. This is stuff that we've had earlier from today. Around 4 p.m. Eastern time is when I received information that we had this, and we'll be breaking that after the fireworks. So you want to share this out, get as many people in here as we can to discuss. Now, one person that I have not yet heard from in regards to Indiana Jones, the Dial of Destiny is Script Doctor. And Script, I'd like to go to you and find out what is your take on this film and the very low box office performance that we've seen thus far out of it. What are you making of this, and what are you hearing across Hollywood from your contacts in regards to how bad this is?
Well, my understanding is that I have not seen the entire film. I want to do full disclosure. A lot of my followers have been sending me DMs of various cell phone footage of parts of the movie.
See, I just assumed you were going into theaters, couldn't stand it, and left after an hour, and you tried it maybe 3 or 4 times.
No, I'm a very frugal person because I grew up poor, so I will not waste my money on those types of things. But I will say this: of the footage that I did see, there seems to be a disconnect in style with regards to what James Mangold has done in the past to garner his success and his reputation compared to what was happening here. It felt more like a cover band or a knockoff of what an Indiana Jones film would be. However, Mr. Mangold did have a very good interview at the Hollywood Reporter today where he talked about his methods and what he was trying to accomplish. And there's definitely what he said in that interview definitely did not reflect correctly what he was trying to do with this film. And I don't know what was exactly at play there, but it feels like there were some interesting machinations going on behind the scenes that prevented this from being a movie that would have had legs, that would have probably opened a little soft, but maybe would have grown and been bigger if it came at it with the approach that was implied with that interview, as opposed to what we actually got, which was a knockoff. Essentially, it's a knockoff film. It's not part of the original franchise. Doesn't feel authentic. Doesn't feel legit from the footage that I've seen. You've got people. It's essentially like a fan film of in the heyday of YouTube, when YouTube didn't crack down on those so much. It was basically, oh, remember that scene on the train? Let's do that. Oh, remember that scene on the boat? Let's do that. Oh, you remember that scene between Marion and Indiana Jones? Let's do that.
Now,
that's what it was.
If I can if I can compare that comment to something else, the first time I saw Rogue One, I thought, my goodness, this is like the most expensive, most amazing fan film of Star Wars that I've ever seen. How would you compare Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny? Actually, as I'm saying this, it feels ridiculous to say it. How would you compare Dial of Destiny to Rogue One as far as the fan filminess?
Well, I will say the approach and understanding of the franchise is on par with Rogue One. I mean, the whole premise of that film is that there was a deliberate flaw built into the Death Star, intentional, so that the rebels could do it, which basically guts the rebels' ingenuity and cleverness, and doesn't really, and it also removes the arrogance of the Empire in that regard. I would say on the approach it's the same. However, Rogue One had obviously a slightly lesser budget, and more time, dedication, and effort was put with regards to their compositing and set pieces. This movie does not look like it's been worked on for 3 years.
I'll also add that they both have Mads Mikkelsen.
They did. And the other part too is, again, Mads Mikkelsen has now played a Bond villain and an Indiana Jones villain.
And a Marvel villain. He's making the rounds.
Well, and he's also been a Harry Potter villain.
Oh, that's right.
The beasts, the something beasts.
Yeah, the beast with 2 backs or something. Yeah, I don't know.
Fantastic beasts, y'all. Beasts with
well,
2
if they're so
backs.
fantastic, I wouldn't have forgotten the title.
Shame on you. Shame on you.
Shame.
It's a literary reference. I'm safe.
It is just Shakespearean, isn't it?
Yeah.
I just need to point out Aurora Uplinks became a member at the potential level, as did Mossy Telebooth. Also became a channel member at the potential level.
Oh,
that is a name that is worth winning.
Yeah, I love that image. That is fantastic. Well done. Goodness.
Should I keep going with Super Chats, boss?
Please do so.
All right. Michael W. for $10. I appreciate the work you do to keep people informed of the truth of issues that plague our entertainment culture, but doing it in a mature and respectful way and encouraging morality in entertainment. Well, I don't know if I appreciate being called mature, but thank you very much for the compliment.
And if we ever get too mature, then, ladies and gentlemen, we just go back to this. Wait a minute. That isn't this show. This is the clip for this show. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching a celebration of all nations, but mostly America. And Tom Cruise is coming with Mission Impossible, Dead Reckoning, Top Gun Maverick 2. And he's bringing patriotism to a new level. Man, this is the kind of show you want to be a part of. Look at culture back there with the flag waving.
This year? No.
How old is America this year?
Mm-hmm.
Quick, someone break out the calculator. 1776 to now. Real old. How's that?
247. 247, yeah.
Yep.
All right.
All right. Thank you very much. And hey, Tommy Tables for $7 Canadian. God bless the Queen. I mean, King. I mean, President Biden. I mean, no, wait. Happy pre the 4th, 3rd, and subsequent 4th afterwards, everyone. Thank you very much, Canada. Tommy Tables. Much appreciated for the international super chat there.
That's right.
Benjamin Loken for $5. Do not forget to leave your milk and cookies out for Captain America tonight. Tomorrow's Independence Day shall be fun and bright.
There you go. That would be a great tradition to create, and leave the shield by the fireplace. Just sit it on the mantle.
Absolutely beautiful. And Disconnect became a YouTube member. I could not see in the chat what level you came in at, but either way, we appreciate you very much, Disconnect. Welcome aboard. Oh, and compliment here for, I believe, Eric Cartman. Benjamin Logan for $5 says, hits the golden button. That was beautiful, Eric.
We've got more on the way. Don't worry.
And Mihon for, is that South Korea?
I'm already reading the message. I'll have fun with this, Jonas.
Hello, Dilophosauruses and Malophosauruses and scripts. After seeing Dial of Depravity, I rewatched the original trilogy to feel happy again, not running out of space to Finn.
I have fond memories of that dog.
This is the one place I can get those kind of compliments, and you got to ruin it like that. You just spoiled my day.
And Shrebel sent in a $10 super chat. I do believe it's the #1 fan. Love that.
Well, thank you so much, Shrebels. You are a fantastic supporter, and we are always so appreciative of everything you do for this channel and for other channels. You never fail.
And Hound Monkey sends in a $2 super chat. I do believe this is also Hound Monkey's first super chat ever. All your fireworks are for my birthday tomorrow. Well, happy birthday very much to you. I see that you have Batman in your avatar. Just want to let you know we have a special guest coming in later today. It's a person that is involved in one of the recent Batman films. So
Jonas, we were not supposed to talk about our celebrity guest.
Sorry, my mistake.
Listen, we are going to break Lucasfilm news tonight. We're going to live stream fireworks. Wait until later to tell them about the celebrity guest.
Oh, my apologies. Gosh. My apologies. David Stout became a YouTube member at the potential level. Welcome aboard, David.
Welcome. Hey, real quick, let's pause the super chats because we need to go to Lorena Creole. Lorena, are you there? Lorena, can you hear us?
Yes, I am here.
All right, Lorena.
Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you. Can we get a look live at the Magic Kingdom one last time before you go with your stream?
Yes, absolutely. So.
All right, folks. Lorena is going to be streaming live the fireworks from the Magic Kingdom at 9:20 p.m. Mods out there, if you would, please drop the link to Lorena's channel, to her stream. We are going to cross the streams, as Egon would say, and share in this. She'll be streaming the live audio from the theme park. I'll be streaming with background music, and we're going to have a great time. And we've got a surprise for Lorena during that as well. So, folks, make sure that you are opening that in a separate tab. We want to run both of those. If you need to mute one, so be it. But we want to cross the streams tonight and see what happens. We will find out if we open up another portal or maybe even make eggs fry on a countertop. Who knows? Lorena, have a fantastic stream tonight. We are so excited to get to share that with you.
Well, thank you. And thank you so much for having me on. I'll see you guys soon.
All right. See you soon, Lorena. All right. And there's Lauren. All right, folks. Now, here's what we want to do. So this is what we were not going to tell Lorena. All right. So, folks, if you look right now, Lorena is getting ready to stream. Hers is about to go live. And if you'll look down below there, if you're opening this in a separate tab, Lorena currently has 4.7 subscribers. All right. Now, we've got 400 people in the chat right now, and we're probably going to have more as the night goes on and we get closer to this Lucasfilm release that we're going to do. Here's what we would like to do for Lorena. Folks, if we could give her some additional subscribers out of this audience as a celebration of her, I think that would be a wonderful way to celebrate the 4th of July. And we're going to do that with some other channels as well tonight. But if you would, consider becoming a subscriber for Lorena Creole. And I think that would be a very wonderful way of celebrating. In fact, Butters, what do you think about it?
So try to help a little, cause even a miracle needs a hand. Happy 4th of July.
Thanks, Butters. You're the best. All right, so that's what we're up to, folks. Just about 20 minutes from now, we will be streaming the fireworks from the Magic Kingdom, crossing those streams. Jonas, let's keep going with those super chats.
All righty. Let me just get switched over here. We got Boog for 50 Mexican dollars. Thoughts on the Suicide Squad Isekai trailer that dropped? It's being animated by Studio WIT, Spy X Family, and written by Nagatsuki Tappei, Resident Evil 0.
Fantastic pronunciation there, Jonas. Panel, any thoughts on this one?
Desperate from DC to be doing an anime style take on their heroes.
Desperate, you say?
Yes, because Warner Brothers and DC has always relied on their own animation models and styles that they have done in-house for their characters. So they are looking at anime as a more viable market, trying to basically stunt casting in a way or stunt animating in a way to appeal to the people that love anime to come back to the characters that they have been too successful in with their own animated films and live action films. And I don't think the story is going to be very good because, again, there's such a divide between Eastern and Western cultures and understanding of these characters that it's really hard to make an authentic, true to form representation of those characters unless they're basically neck deep into the understanding of what made them, fun to begin with.
Have you seen Marvel's Future Avengers?
Is that the one with the Ultron takes over the world?
I'm not sure. No, that's the Marvel Ultimate Alliance, or the animated one with the kids is a different one. No, there was an animated longer series that was, I think it was animated by Toei actually, and it was more of an anime form, but it incorporated a lot of Marvel characters, and they were given loose restrictions, as in barely any restrictions on what they could do with the canon. It is probably one of the best Marvel animations that's been out there for a while.
Is this a film series or a TV series?
No, it's on Disney Plus. It's a TV series. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And they even did a Deadpool episode. It was shockingly good for Disney Marvel animation, which has not been very good for a very long time. So I wonder if they're using this as an opportunity to play around with it a little bit and have it, quote unquote, not count. So
it's a good thought.
Did anybody get to see the Batman Long Halloween 2-parter that came out here a couple of years ago? Did anybody
Yes,
see
that was
that?
terrible.
Oh, really?
It was. I mean, first of all, Jeff Loeb is a fantastic conceptualist when it comes to comic book writing.
Oh, Jeff Loeb. There you
go.
go.
But he is not good in execution. In fact, he's got one of the worst writing habits I've ever known in anyone that is a writer, which is that he just sits around all day and then, comes up with some stuff, then runs with it. And if it's good or not, he just rushes the ending and then puts it out there. It's the concepts that he actually is quite known for far more effectively than the execution of them. And the other part too, the Long Halloween adaptation completely betrays the concept of Batman, where its approach to him is that he just goes out there to beat up criminals. He never expected to be a detective as well. Like, that's almost a paraphrase of what's in the movie to motivate him, which is a betrayal of the character.
That breaks my heart. That's one of my very favorite Batman stories, and the animation looked gorgeous. I just haven't had a chance to see it yet, so I was really hopeful that was going to be a good one.
No, it's a pretty mishandling aspect of the story, because I enjoyed the story as well, because it is very much a screwball mystery. You don't get a proper resolution to it at all. There's lots of open to interpretation, which I think is its only strength, based on the fact that Jeff Loeb himself has no idea how it ends. Because again, that's the way he writes. But they did the animation style that way because trying to replicate Tim Sale is really hard to do. It's highly detailed. It's highly stylized. I've seen some fans make an attempt to do it, and it's taken them years just to do like maybe a 20-second spot because it's that grueling. But yes, a lot of the DC animated films, I would say, post their Dark Knight Returns adaptation have been pretty terrible.
That's horrible to hear. I know Jeff Loeb has a problem of continually redefining what the first act of the story is.
Mm-hmm.
He likes to, and Heroes was a great example of this. Actually, Stephen Tobolowsky, of all people, told on him on his podcast back in the day that they kept pushing back and back and back. And, oh, no, it's a story about this. Oh, no, it's a story about this. And every character became a superhero by the end of it. So to where it was pretty much a world populated only by superheroes, because the ideas just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah. There's also another interview he did with Kevin Smith before Kevin Smith had his heart attack, where he basically exposes how much of a terrible method type writer he is, and how better writers in the office put, cranking out 5-10 pages a day, and he's, collecting a paycheck for a couple of weeks and maybe gets a page or two done. And it's like, try. And he doesn't. And he talks about how much of a better storyteller his father was, and kind of wish that Mr. Loeb Sr. Was writing some of these stories instead of Jeff at times.
Awesome. Well, I think that Boog probably got his money's worth on that super chat.
Yes, and as always, we will hold our final opinion until we get the release, and then we will give you our unbiased thoughts. Make sure to check back with us Jonas, before we go to the next super chat, there is an item in the WDW Pro Store which is brand new. It has just been made available this evening. I don't know how long I'm going to keep this one open and available for people who are interested, but this is, shall I say, one of my favorite items that I have ever come up with, and I just have to share it with all of you. Folks, take a look at the glorious new item which is available called To-Go Order for Caffeine Kennedy. Destroy your franchise's hater of heroes. And if you really want to stick it to her, you can also get it in pink. Ladies, jump at this one. Again, it is To-Go Order for Caffeine Kennedy. We also have this in a coffee mug, which seems entirely apropos. So go check out the Pro Store and grab this before it's gone. I just had to bring it up because it makes me laugh, and I'm glad that it made you all laugh as well. 15 minutes now until we go to the live stream, crossing the streams with Lorena Creole and doing the fireworks from the Magic Kingdom with her. Folks, make sure you open up that second tab. Click on the link to her channel. If you're not yet subscribed to her, please do that at this time. And I know we're about to potentially go to a celebrity to bring them in. This is probably the first time that we've had a celebrity on the channel. But before we do, I want to highlight something with all of you. Folks, here's what I'd like to highlight. We are looking currently at the channel for Culture Casino at 7.7 thousand subscribers. I have often called Culture the hardest working man on YouTube. And Culture is always game. Culture woke up at 5:30 in the morning, his time, to record a video for us this morning, which I think has got something like 40 to 50,000 views. And Culture is constantly doing his best for all of these other channels. I love his content. I love his podcasts. I love having him on the channel and calling him a friend. Folks, if you are not yet subscribed to Culture Casino, please help us get him to the 8,000 mark in the future. And then also, I cannot wait for a day forthcoming, Culture, when you will hit that 10,000 mark. And ladies and gentlemen out there, we can make that happen.
So try to help a little cause even a miracle needs a hand. Happy 4th of July.
So let's spread the festivities, folks. Subscribe to Culture Casino. And Culture, if you would, please tell us just a little bit about your channel, what you've been doing over there. Why should people be subscribing to your content?
Well, I've been at it for about 3 years, I think, script, right? Somewhere in there. But I've been having a good time hanging out and talking about the way I see it from a business perspective when it comes to entertainment and pop culture. And oftentimes you can hear me ranting and carrying on about the underperformance of things like, I don't know, Disney, or the wrong direction of certain franchises, et cetera, et cetera. So I do try to bring numbers into the conversation because I think that that's important. And I always try to be adding context to stories, because oftentimes a first blush reaction is not correct. And so I think that the way to further truth is to more understand things. That's why I appreciate what Pro does here, bringing, an understanding to pop culture, because believe it or not, the people that are covering this in the high school newspapers that we call the trades, they don't do that kind of in-depth research. And that's why I appreciate everything Pro and Jonas and everybody else here does.
You know, the idea that I have here for this live stream we're doing tonight, Culture, is that this is a show in which I want to have an attitude of gratitude. I am phenomenally fortunate in what has happened on this channel, and it does not go unnoticed to me that I have such sincere and magnanimous friends who have welcomed me into this community, who have assisted me in every way, and it is only the least I can do to begin to shine a spotlight on all of you and the wonderful things that you all are doing. Culture, your content is fantastic. I encourage you to keep going, keep going, keep going, and you are going to absolutely rock it. And I can't wait to see every single bit of it. So thank you, Culture, for what you do.
I think you contributed fine today, because the video that I did today is sitting around 7,000 views. So thank you for that. But we had a lot of fun today, and I'm grateful to have been here this morning. And it really is no skin for me to get up at 5 in the morning. It's okay.
A pleasure as always, Culture. Jonas, let's do 2 more super chats. And then, folks, if you're looking down there at the Chiron, yes, we will have our very first celebrity guest star on this channel. I don't want to say too much, but he wears a cape. And we'll just stop there. But Jonas, 2 more super chats, and then we'll bring in our very first celebrity guest as we prepare for the fireworks at the Magic Kingdom with Lorena Creole, where we will indeed cross the streams.
Well, I'm going to cheat here, and I'm going to do a new member notification here. Michael D has become a channel member at the potential level. Thank you very much, Michael D.
Welcome aboard.
Cool.
And
I'm here as well at WDW.
Lonnie Holcomb for $2 says, Happy 4th of July, all.
Thank you, please.
Happy 4th of July to you.
And My Beaver's Unit says, bread toast.
Appreciate it. As you can see, folks, there's a projection
Jonas.
on the castle.
We've lost Jonas.
What you're going
the patriotism
to see
was too
right
much.
now, or what you do see right now.
I'll read it instead.
Is
My
that
Beaver's
the
Unit,
red, white,
a.k.a.
blue,
Beef,
you've got
says,
the stars
bread toast to
of the
all.
American flag
Well,
projected.
bread and good tidings to you as well.
All right, do we need to switch over?
One more super chat. What do we got?
All right, we got Benjamin Loken for $5. Celebrity Mexican Iron Man is a YouTuber. I knew it.
You know what? Darn it, we're going to have to play it.
I thought that chicken tacos were better than the rest.
Are you ready for perfect, authentic Mexican cooking just like your mama used to make? Come on down to Mexican Iron Man's Rabbit Chicken Tacos and Lawn Care Services, where not only do you get the freshest in Mexican cuisine, but you also get a fresh cut lawn. And don't forget to check out our second location, wherever the police have not yet run the van away from.
Mexican Iron Man, rabbit chicken tacos, lawn care services.
And if you think the cilantro tastes very fresh, it's no accidente, amigo.
And I also have to point out that Space Dave, thank you very much, just gifted 10 WDW Pro memberships. And
Space Dave,
also
you are the man.
Sent in a member chat saying, Happy 4th of July. Thank you so much, Space Dave. He's one of our VI Pro members and always very generous. Thank you so much.
Fantastic.
Glad to have you here.
Jonas, may I introduce our celebrity guest, please?
Absolutely. Please do.
Folks, he wears a cape. He is someone of great renown all through the YouTubes. Please welcome, with great hurrahs and huzzahs, the one and only. Oh, wait a minute. That Fat Steven, what are you doing here?
I don't know.
Well, now, wait a minute. Did that button work, actually? Steven, I know that you are a superhero, but you're not the one that I meant to bring in right now.
No. You should.
But, Steven, I'm so glad you're here. I'm just kidding. I brought you in on purpose to make it awkward.
Thank you. I will now find a Volkswagen to feel more awkward.
Steven, would you mind to do us the honors as our newest guest to welcome in our very first celebrity appearance on the channel?
Sure. Did we get Martha Stewart?
He can't.
She's actually scheduled for Christmas. She's going to be showing us how to do a holiday wreath toilet seat, which is sure to limit the number of potty visits from guests in your household.
That will fit perfectly with the release of hard copies of Dial of Destiny.
True that. Yeah. Well, Jonas, I'll hand it over to you then. Please welcome our very first celebrity on the show, please.
All right. You've seen him in many films, many multiverse films over the last few years. He was in The Flash. He was in Spider-Man. He was in the Birdman. We all know him well. Please welcome Michael Keaton.
I'm Batman.
Wait a minute.
Well,
we've been fooled again. It's a troll. I can tell right away. And the smell. It's the
this
smell.
is totally legitimate. I'm Batman. I got the logo, and you can't see it because of the convenient angles, but
I want my cameo money back.
How much did we spend on this? Seriously.
It was $200 Mexican.
He sent me that he has a theme song. Let's see what he's got.
Okay.
That's not Batman's theme song. It's
Chris Gore's theme song.
That's just generic rock music.
Sounds like something out of Tijuana.
What the?
Oh my God. Come on, this is legitimate.
And let me get this straight.
Batman.
Your name is Wilton Keaton. Is that right? Do we have that right?
Wilton Keaton. See, look, I got the red phone. I got the logo right there. And it's all legitimate. I forgot the name Keaton.
The check mark.
It's legit. On
Get
every
verified.
level. Every level. Verifiable.
So, well, he has the blue check, folks. It all actually, we can't argue with Elon in this case.
Exactly.
Maybe we'd like to be able to view more tweets, but I mean, this is sort of like Miracle on 34th Street. Once the post office starts sending you envelopes, you're Santa Claus. And once Twitter says you got the blue check, you're Batman.
Is your Bat Cave an unfinished basement?
It's a missile silo. You know.
At Bath and Beyond?
I think I see a problem there.
What?
Well, aren't they supposed to go up?
What?
Missile silos tend to go vertical as opposed to horizontal.
We gotta have a floor. You gotta have like a tunnel to walk around. It's not just a hole in the ground, Jonas. Yes, your investigative skills suck.
I mean, definitionally, they got to have a hole in the top, right? I mean, otherwise you're going to have a really bad time.
Actually, I think that's a waste storaging facility.
Yeah, it looks like there's some radioactive barrels back there. This can't be good.
It's Russian, so.
Well, folks, Wilton Keaton, a.k.a. Batman, is, of course, here on the channel. We're so excited to have Floral from Under a Rock joining us. We apologize if we fooled you with the celebrity thing. We were trolled. That is no doubt. We are about, though, to go into some things that are not trolling behavior. We are about to watch the fireworks from the Magic Kingdom at Walt Disney World with Lorena Creole. We have that just about ready to go. And mods, if you would drop the link to her channel and to this live stream that she's doing. Ladies and gentlemen, if you would like to open 2 tabs, we'll be streaming this live with her. We'll also have different music than she will. She's going to be piping in the actual music from the Magic Kingdom. Choose which one you prefer, but we'll watch it together. Make sure you subscribe to her. Make sure you subscribe to Culture Casino. We're going to highlight some other channels this evening. We're very excited to do that. And if you look at the Chiron at the bottom, the little ticker that's moving across horizontally, we are also going to be releasing a major scoop out of Hollywood, out of the Walt Disney Company. This is not a joke. This is not something to fool you. This is the real deal. Jonas picked up this information earlier today about 4 p.m. Eastern time, and we're going to be breaking it. That is not a trick at all.
I love Wilton reading the Chiron as it goes along.
Yes, if you've not yet picked up the Caffeine Kennedy shirt or mug from the Pro Store, not sure how long we'll have this, but it makes me laugh and it makes you laugh. To go order for Caffeine Kennedy, destroyer of franchises,
in blood red
of heroes. So that is where we are. We'll be starting in just 2 minutes. Let's go ahead and go to the panel real quick, guys. Any thoughts before we get ready to enjoy this with Lorena? Have we done any cross streams before? Oh, and don't forget, folks, if you would, please make sure that you go and tell her that Pro sent you in the chat. Let's have some fun. Let's put Pro Raid on there, and let's have some fun there. But final thoughts, panel, before we get started.
That was very nice of you to provide for her.
Very trollish out of you.
Yeah, I thought it worked. Yeah, that didn't garner as much response. At least Arlen showed me some love.
Well, the radiation's getting to you, honey. I'm sorry.
It happens. Story of my life.
Yeah, well.
I just want to say thank you to My Beavers unit out there. She's our only mod tonight, and I just want to say thank you very much. We appreciate you, and you don't have to drop a $2 super chat to tell on us here. Mods, you mean Beaver? Drop the fracking link. Yeah, thank you very much, Beav. You're amazing, and we really appreciate it.
Absolutely. We are just about to get started with these fireworks. We are minutes away, potentially less. Folks, here's the other thing I want to surprise Lorena with. If you are here and if you can afford it, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what happens with my channel tonight. If you need to not super chat here in order to do this, I think it would be a lot of fun to go to Lorena and super chat her 17.76. Now, not everybody can afford that. I realize that. That's a big ask. So, folks, if you can, do it for fun. If you can't, totally understandable. And if there's a lesser amount you can send to Lorena Creole, then you can go ahead and do that. But we are now going to go to this live, of course, and we're going to watch together.
Can I throw something really quick?
Yes.
So, is it a batarang?
It's a good idea. Well, it could be bettering. But it's a way to stick it to the Googles. So one thing that you can do is sign up for Google Rewards, okay? And then do free surveys on your phone. It works on Android at the very least. And that way Google will give you money to fill out surveys that you can put towards YouTube Super Chats. So I might know a guy that that's one way that he gets around it and does it to show some people some love. So once or twice a month, you might be able to give like $1 or $2 kind of a thing.
There you go.
So, yeah.
Folks, this fireworks show that they are just starting right now at the Magic Kingdom will take about 15 minutes. It's one of the biggest fireworks celebrations you'll ever see. And we're going to tune into this. We'll watch. We'll have some commentary immediately after the fireworks. We are going to begin the big news about Lucasfilm and Disney. So let's hop in now and let's watch Lorena. You can enjoy either her audio or ours. And here we go, kicking it off right now. Again, folks, we are watching a live stream from Lorena Creole, the Magic Kingdom fireworks at Walt Disney World. Immediately following these fireworks, we will be releasing major news out of Disney and Lucasfilm. Hang tight.
Yeah, just so you guys know, this is all legitimate and how it actually looks.
Right. No CGI involved.
Why there Lucasfilm?
To the 4th of July fireworks before at the Magic Kingdom. Culture may have stepped away for a moment. Lauren, tell us a little bit about what the 4th of July means to you, if you wouldn't mind. And unless it's negative, in which case we'll just skip right over and move along.
Well, it's every year I try and make an effort to read the Declaration of Independence. I think that there's a lot of people that don't really consider the day-to-day freedoms that we actually enjoy here in the country. And when you read their list of grievances against the king, and you see how they tried to redress those grievances over time and were continually ignored, revolution at a certain point became inevitable. And it was a very near thing. It's honestly, in many ways, without providence, I don't think that we should have prevailed. But because we did, we now live in a wonderful country. We enjoy remarkable freedoms, and we should be thankful for that every day. If you ever really want to get a sense of what the holiday means, go back and read that declaration, and you'll get a sense of the frustration that the colonists were feeling and why that divorce had happened.
Great points, Lorne. I'll add a little bit here. I knew a man who has since passed away. He went as a young man to go fight in the Korean War. Of course, that was not by his choice. It was by the choice of the government, whatever you may think of that. But once there, he was captured by enemy forces, not of his own will. He would have preferred to have died versus what he went through. Unfortunately, in the battle, he ran out of ammunition and was captured by forces. Those wound up to actually be Chinese forces. He was taken to a prisoner of war camp where his best friend was shot. And it was extraordinarily unpleasant because the shooting happened just next to him. He went through all types of various tortures in the time that he was a prisoner of war. He spent Christmas one year in a hole, writing a song to his mother, thinking about how much she must be missing him and hoping that he would eventually see her one day. When he returned to America, finally, he spent his life helping other prisoners of war, despite the fact that he suffered so greatly that he would not even sleep with his wife at night in the same bed, out of concern that if he did, he might have a nightmare and harm her because he had nightmares every single night for the rest of his life. There are heroes all over the world from every country, and freedom in all of the countries in which we enjoy it was bought at a very high price. We should never forget the people who fought for D-Day, who defeated the bad guys in World War II. Our nations are not perfect. They are far from it. They are made up of messy people. And our entertainment that we love is not perfect. But we strive forward, hopeful that our nations will become better, that we will continue to rise to the targets in which we hold. And maybe we can be like that one gentleman who, although a prisoner of war and had every reason in the world to struggle all his life and suffer, chose to turn that into a means by which to make better the lives of those around him. That's something that I'm thinking about this 4th of July. I don't think you have to be American to think about simply that freedom does not come to us without great, great loss and sacrifice. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing in your households and your homes, consider the ways that you can sacrifice in order to improve your life and others. And in that way, perhaps we can make our communities better. Perhaps we can make our world better. And that is something worth striving for. Jonas, talk to us a little bit about these fireworks we're seeing. Give us a play-by-play if you don't mind.
The fireworks...
And you're not allowed to say the word boom. That's off the table for you.
Can you say pixelated?
Yeah, they are a little pixelated, but these are for ladies and gentlemen and boys and girls, no matter what the people in the park are hearing. The fireworks at Disneyland are actually the longest ongoing fireworks show in the world, probably, definitely in the United States. And despite what people might think about the Disney company, they are the largest user of fireworks. That probably too. They're the largest user of fireworks in the world.
Bigger than China?
Yeah.
Yep, they're the biggest single purchaser. Now, one of the interesting things we're watching here, folks, you can see that the fireworks are actually shooting not just behind the castle, but they're being mirrored on those sides. This continues throughout the performance of the fireworks for the 4th of July, which is done on the 3rd and 4th at Magic Kingdom. And during the finale, the fireworks will actually go around in a 360 direction all the way around the park. One of the funny things about these fireworks is that they have not changed the audio. And so, Jonas, they do actually still say, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls for this one. This is one that they have not yet updated.
Good.
And so it's still in there.
You know, the original show at Disneyland, they talked about all those synchronizing technologies that they had. The original fireworks show was a dude doing it all by hand. And I mean literally lighting those fireworks in his hand. They've come a long way since then.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, folks, real quick, and then I want to get your thought culture. But there are some of you out there saying, well, this connection's not great. The fireworks are not at the frame rate I would like. We understand. What is happening here is that Lorena Criolla is in the middle of the Magic Kingdom. She is in what's called the hub in front of the castle. And as you might imagine, there are many people currently with their cell phones high up in the air, many of them also streaming and using internet. She is not in the best place when it comes to Wi-Fi. And so that's why the connection is what it is. But we are so pleased and happy that so many of you are watching Lorena Criolla's stream right now and celebrating her with us. We'll continue to celebrate more channels as soon as we get to that Lucasfilm and Indiana Jones news. It's big, big, big. We're going to announce it as soon as these fireworks conclude. Culture, your thoughts.
The technology that they use now are these really cool cannons that launch these shells into the air so they can time them a little bit better than Jonas described. Because, yes, back in the old days, it was just crazy. Whereas now they just fire these up in synchronicity. It's very cool.
Crazy old Jed with his pickup truck behind the castle.
There you go. Exactly.
He's got 3 fingers, but he's great at his job.
There you go.
Yeah, I was genuinely shocked when I heard that, and that came from the Disney History Institute, which is a great resource for the history of the Walt Disney Company. And I think a lot of people complain about our negativity about Walt Disney, but you have to understand that it comes from a place of absolute love for the basis of this company and what they did for so long.
Arwen, as we watch these fireworks, it was just not long ago that the YouTube community reached out and helped you, was very kind in a time when you were struggling a little bit.
Yes.
What does it mean to you that we as a community are so positive? I'm not trying to toot my horn. I'm literally praising the audience out there of this channel and of other channels. How does it make you feel to know the positivity that exists?
It gives me hope. To be honest, it gives me hope. You know, stuff has happened since then, and it's kind of like sometimes that one step forward, two steps back syndrome. But then I think about things like that, and I think about people coming together and, you know, banding together to help someone that some know and some don't know, but they did. And it does. It gives me hope, and it for our future, that, you know, we can still come together as a community to do things for each other. And when you have so much that's been going on in our country and in Canada, just the West in general, I mean, we barely even know what time it is half the time because something else is coming out, how something is wrong and how horrible people are. Well, sure, people can be horrible, but that's just a temporary state of being. I don't believe people are horrible. And
Absolutely.
that proved that showed me, you know, that people really are good at their center when they, you know, it's kind of like watching these fireworks. When I watch these fireworks, yeah, I get it, they're for the 4th of July, but they speak of something greater than that to me. When you see a firework, you know, explode in the sky and shower down on you, it reminds you of something bigger than yourself. It reminds you of something greater than yourself. It reminds you
Also
of
reminds you that you're too
family.
close to the fireworks if it's raining down on you.
Yeah, it does.
I've been there before. You gotta get the shells out of your hair later.
But it does. And that's kind of why we're here today, to look at something that's greater than ourselves, something that generations have fought for and stood for and enjoyed.
I want to give a shout out to the viewers who are also sharing the view right now over with Lorena Creel on her channel. I see you all. I see Space Dave 2000 over there. I see some of those 1776 super chats making her feel great about what she does. Marcus Quintus, I see you. So I really appreciate all of you going over there and making this a special night for Lorena Creel and making her feel so appreciated. Once again, folks, we will be going to the big Lucasfilm, Indiana Jones, and Disney news following the fireworks. Panel, any more thoughts?
Can I tell you what I think about July 4th?
Sure thing, Canadian
Yes,
Batman troll.
It's the third day after Canada Day.
And Canada has had many heroes as well.
Oh, yeah.
In fighting for freedom.
Absolutely.
Despite the fact that Canada has had some issues, but you know what? Those of us south of your border, we're having some issues as well. We all
Issues
need
in
to strive
unity,
to be
but
better and
our
better.
hearts are in the same direction.
True story.
Well, yeah, because we appropriated their culture.
What?
So,
We'll steal your Zambonis, don't you worry. Well, folks, we
kinda
think that
did.
concludes the fireworks at the Magic Kingdom. We appreciate all of you being a part of the stream with Lorena over there. It is now time for us to say goodbye to the Magic Kingdom, and we shall continue forth with the big news of the evening. Before we do, folks, if you missed it, we want you to continue to have fun, and so let's play one more time our Eric Cartman intro, and then we go straight to the news. As we do so, folks, share, subscribe, like, and send this out on social media so as many people as possible can know about this big news coming forth now.
Okay, Eric, I don't want this to go the same way it did with Oh Holy Night, okay? So let's see if we can step it up this time, okay?
Oh, yes, Mr. Mackey, I would definitely do a better job.
I'm not really sure if I believe you, but go ahead.
Oh, so can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's whatever it is.
Eric, get this right. This is important,
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. On the ramparts we watch the flag was still there. Oh, sing us that star-spangled banner that wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
I gotta say, Eric, that was actually a dramatic improvement. You missed a bunch, but it wasn't horrible.
Thank you, Mr. Mackey. Can I get cheesy poofs now?
Okay.
All right, folks, it is time to get into the Indiana Jones latest rumor. This one we believe is absolutely rock solid. Before we do, we have one last thing that I'd like to do, and that is I would like to bring up the channel of Script Doctor.
Very white.
Script Doctor, you just recently had a major milestone on your channel. You have topped 4,000 subscribers. We are so ecstatic for you for that milestone, that accomplishment. The beginning of many, many more on the way. Script, tell us, what can we find over on your channel, and why is it that people are beginning to turn to you to understand Hollywood more and more?
I think I got this search because I was able to have some free time to make some content again. I've been busy almost 2 years since the start of my channel that I couldn't actually update regularly. But what you'll find on my channel are basically evergreen lessons with regards to writing, exploration of character, plot, structure, story, and its value. And then I also have interesting conversations about the techniques of that, about the methods that are used in current day and what were done. Also, just fun little conversations about gadgetry, tech, and general industry understanding and transparency and how things actually work. Because it's not always those secrets are secrets known commonly within the industry, but are often assumed about outside of it. And so I explored that as well. And listen, I'm happy for everyone that has subscribed, but it's more how much people who watch get out of it as opposed to the number next to my name there. So thank you so much for that.
Absolutely. And Script, you have been instrumental in understanding the writer's strike and understanding some of these budgetary issues behind the scenes. You are so free in providing information to us and assisting us in everything we do. And we just want to say a huge thank you for all the help and all the kindness you have shown to this channel and to other channels. And we sincerely hope that people out there will 100% subscribe to your content, watch your content. It's a wonderful thing, and we are so pleased that you're a part of what we're doing here. Thank you again.
Well, thank you for having me.
Jonas, it's time. Let's get to this breaking scoop that we have received from a source that has been absolutely 100% correct in the past. Before we do so, folks, we need to say that we cannot verify these rumors. They are strictly speculation. We cannot independently corroborate them. However, check the track record. I'm not going to toot my own horn, Ray movie, but no Kathleen Kennedy retirement at Celebration. We can keep going. But Jonas, this is one of those sources that we have come to very much trust. Great track record, and I'll hand it to you now to share with the audience out there what is the latest we have. What are you doing over there? Where did you get a horn?
I was tooting the horn.
Yeah. First of all, we need to say that this source has already been verified in this very short time period, and some history on this one, some very short history, because we're talking a matter of a few days here. We were provided information that we passed on to say that there was infighting at Lucasfilm and at the Burbank offices, the corporate offices of the Walt Disney Company. Lucasfilm is in San Francisco, and these reports about chaos at Lucasfilm, basically we were reached out to say, yes, there is something going on at the Lucasfilm offices. Some of the things that we personally, not from this source here, some of the things that we personally are hearing about the Lucasfilm offices from scoopers and things like that are a little crazy and a little hard to put together, but the confirmation we got that there is, yes, something going on at Lucasfilm right now. They're very upset in Burbank, and they were pulling some late nights centered around the box office, or the lack of box office, of Indiana Jones 5, The Dial of Destiny, and that Burbank was pulling late nights, and there's a blame game going on there with people not organized, but people underneath Alan Bergman, the head of Walt Disney Studios, and Dana Walden, the also head of Walt Disney Studios, and that there's a blame game going on here. They're saying that the marketing of the film was not good enough, that the film itself was actually very good, but the marketing was not there to get people to go to the theaters. And
I'm convinced of that argument.
Yes, and Jonas, let's clarify too that from what we understand, and this is not the rumor we're going to release in just a moment. We're just giving context here. We believe that Dana Walden, who is one of the front runners for the future CEO of the Walt Disney Company, is actually on Team Kennedy. We believe that Alan Bergman, who is a huge player directly underneath the CEO, that is Bob Iger, not Chapek, different Bobby, that he is on Team Not Kennedy. And we also believe that there was a very unique situation in which there were 5 theaters across North America where the Walt Disney Company sent personnel. This is highly unusual, this part. Sent personnel with technology and reserved rooms at those theaters to try to send in Scantron information, surveys from guests as they went to the movie Indiana Jones, The Dial of Destiny on the premiere night. This typically happens on a Friday, Saturday, and it typically happens with the cinema personnel collecting these and then sending them to Disney, not this kind of immediacy that we saw of this. And the additional step that we have on this is that apparently in these various locations, we're talking about Southern California, we're talking about Jersey, we're talking about
Texas,
Indiana, or Michigan, we're talking about Plano, Texas. What happened here is that apparently the attendance was so low on the premiere night that they could not get meaningful data, which is just incredible. And we've heard that from someone who took the survey. They were in a theater that had a total of 5 people in it. Not something that Disney expected. But now, Jonas, it's time to go to the brand new piece of the pie. This breaking news exclusive here on the WDW Pro channel. Thank you to the source for providing it. Thank you for Wilton for throwing up the peace sign. And not the little trumpet, although the trumpet is apropos.
Well, I'm just curious if can we take guesses for those of us who don't know yet?
Sure, Lauren. What's your guess? What are we going to announce?
I don't know. I'm gonna check.
Yeah.
Culture. What are we going to announce?
You're muted.
I don't know. I mean, that Kathleen Kennedy got promoted to CEO.
That would be so funny. Listen, this channel would explode. Every one of our channels would explode.
Yes, sir.
Steven, I'll give you a shot at it, then we're going to the actual release here. Steven, what do you think?
What do I think the announcement's going to be?
Yeah, what's your best guess?
Both sides are in trouble, and both sides are going to be held accountable for the failure of Indiana Jones.
False. There's free churros coming to Disneyland Park that are themed to Star Wars. No, that's not it at all.
It's not Jan Mango that's being thrown under the bus?
That could happen.
Most likely will.
Having a little extra time to think, we do have the quarterly earnings report coming up here in August. I think they have to do something before that happens because the firestorm is going to be enormous. So they have to have some kind of a public gesture that reassures investors and hopefully gets some of the heat off of Iger and others. So I don't know what that is, but I think they have to do something.
But have they hang on, have they actually settled on a date? Is it August 8th for the quarterly? Do we know that for sure? It's
early August. That's what I've heard, but I don't know if that's set yet in stone per se.
Yeah.
Jonas, let's go to the rumor. We are now 500 plus and climbing during this live stream. We want to say thank you to everybody in the audience. Like, share, subscribe if you're out there. And we see each and every one of you. You are all appreciated. Thank you for being here. Jonas, let's break some news.
All right. So I would just also like to point out that the infighting between marketing and the people who made the film, that was confirmed in Deadline. So we got reached out to again by this same source, and I also
same source that beat the trades by 2 days.
Yes, and I want to thank Mexican Iron Man also for this connection. Apparently on Wednesday,
and Jonas, let's go ahead and give full credit. Mexican Iron Man has acted as an intermediary for this communique.
Yes,
All right.
yes, absolutely. So first of all, people are very pleased to have the July 4th holiday here and to be able to hide their heads and not be in front of the angry executives, as this film is one of the most expensive films ever made and one of the biggest bombs ever made. So that was confirmed on a previous stream. So what's going on is Wednesday, there's a meeting between Alan Bergman's people and Lucasfilm. This is not the typical post large release box office meeting. And just to quote,
we need to why that's important. We don't want to miss this context. We understand this, but not everybody follows Disney like we do. In fact, very few do. We need to say that you did not hear the name Dana Walden. She's the defender of Kathleen Kennedy. Bergman goes to Lucasfilm, emergency meeting Wednesday. According to a source I have at Lucasfilm, that is a huge deal because nobody was supposed to be in the office. Continue on, Jonas.
Yes. So everyone is stressed out, and there's this big meeting within Lucasfilm, and and I don't know if Lucasfilm would not be typically brought into these meetings, but I would say whoever the highest ranking member of the Lucasfilm camp here probably needs to watch out and make sure that they have someone else to blame for whatever goes on. But they're going to be going over the financials for this movie, and there are many more meetings to follow.
And we've been told these are emergency meetings. Is that right, Jonas?
Yes. These are not supposed to be the typical meetings, and we have not heard just how high these go on the Disney side. But I would imagine that Mr. Bergman is probably pretty involved in finding out what the results of all of them are.
Well, we believe that this is the beginning of action to be taken officially from the Disney company. This is extraordinarily rare that Disney would call back employees, and we're talking about high-ranking employees at Lucasfilm. This is not the custodian, although no disrespect to custodians out there. These are high-ranking officials. We don't know anything about Kathleen Kennedy at this point, but these are high-ranking employees of Lucasfilm who have been ordered back to the studio on July 5th. Emergency meetings, Bergman there, Dana Walden not there. Remember also, folks, that the biggest defenders of Lucasfilm essentially are gone. We're talking about Christine McCarthy, the former chief financial officer and backer of Kathleen Kennedy. We're talking about Ton Newton, the chief diversity officer, who was fully on board with these attempts to swap Star Wars over to a different demo. And now we have these emergency meetings being held. It also needs to be said that we are currently watching Indiana Jones, The Dial of Destiny underperform movies that it has no reason to underperform, except that it is terrible and terribly received. If you want to know why emergency meetings are being held at Lucasfilm, we are told, again, an exclusive for this channel.
Burbank.
Excuse me, yes, being taken to Burbank.
So what's the significance of Burbank for those of us who are ignorant?
Burbank is where most of the studio main offices are held.
Okay.
So we just need to say this. If you're wondering why this is happening, according to the source, we're looking at Indiana Jones, The Dial of Destiny opening below Solo, a Star Wars movie, and movie ticket prices are about 23% higher than when that movie came out.
Ooh.
And it's in the most theaters of any movie of that size ever. I think at 4,500 theaters.
That's right. Yeah. So, panel, I'm going to shut up. Jonas, you can talk if you wish, but we've spoken enough. It's time to hear from Lorne, Culture, Script, Arwen, Steven, and yes, even Batman.
I'll add my thing after you guys go. So,
are we sure you want to add Batman? Because he's in a totally different studio. I don't even think he watches this stuff.
He is the competition. But gentlemen and ladies, let's discuss. Is this surprising? Is it shocking at all? And what do we think will be the outcome of these initial meetings? Just Bergman and Lucasfilm together, and they're not friends.
I don't think it's shocking at this point at all. I think that when the embargo came off after the film debuted at Cannes, Once they started letting that stuff come out, some of the writing was on the wall. I don't know that this means that Kathleen Kennedy is gone, but I think that what this probably means, if you've been in corporate America at all, when you get this kind of a summons to a meeting, this is all of you now justify your position. Why are we paying you? That's what this meeting is going to be about. And if they don't have a good answer for that question, there's a good chance that they will have to pack their bags, whoever it is that's in that meeting.
Absolutely. Let me say one more thing. I know I talk too much, but I want to say this. We have watched a number of studios and divisions across Disney be gutted. We're talking about the Disney Archives. We're talking about National Geographic. We're talking about ESPN. Lucasfilm has not yet faced cuts at all. I'm not going to say why I think that is. I'm just going to ask the panel, what do you think that means, and what do you think these meetings might do to that?
Culture.
Well, okay, and only in an effort to not delay
Appease the
anyone,
troll.
because I do have to leave, but I will appease the troll and say this.
Well, that's my point.
I'm quite astounded. I actually said that in the chat. I'm very surprised that this is happening when it is, the way it is. That's very telling, would probably be the way to look at it. I think Lauren's 100% right. There's a lot of people going to have to justify their gigs right now. It is also very telling, as you pointed out, that Dana Walden is not there. And it's marketing. And here's the thing: Bergman is well respected and well liked by many, and Kathleen Kennedy and her ilk and everybody in her little area of the world is not. So the film did not perform for very good reasons. It wasn't for anybody. That was one of the big things we talked about early this morning, and you should check out that video because there were a lot of great points made at that time. But I'm feeling like you're going to have a group of people that could be part of the gutting you described, because you forgot something else. They're gutting ESPN too, as far as on-air talent. So
yes,
they're cost cutting across the board in an effort to not completely hang the company out to dry when they're forced to acquire Hulu. This film could have been a stop loss for them, because right now they're in a huge loss. They're going to approach, I still believe I'm correct, about 1.3 billion in red ink by the end of all their theatrical releases for the calendar year. For the
depends on that Wish movie, but yes, you're exactly on track with that.
Yeah, and for the 4 quarters, I mean, again, we're looking at the quarterly in August, and I think there is going to be plenty of fireworks, because I think for the first time ever, you may get a few real questions from the institutional level folks that they would never ask, 5 years ago. So I think you're right. I think we're in it right now, and we'll see what the events what events transpire on the 5th. But in a California company, everybody was off this week. I mean, if you think Burbank, you're in these positions where these people play, they're off for the week. They're not here. Lucasfilm, I guess, had a tradition that was described in multiple places that they took the 2 weeks off following a film release at Lucasfilm. I think maybe that got suspended this time around. We'll see.
All right, let's hand it over. And by the way, Culture, you said you're needing to leave. Is that correct?
Unfortunately, yeah, I've got to go. And I
appreciate you've been here on the channel. You started your day on it.
Yeah.
You're still here on it.
Yeah.
Culture, we sure do appreciate that. Tell people where they can find you on this great, big, beautiful web.
I appreciate all of you, and I'm grateful to be here, because this was a salute to all nations, but mostly America today. So I wore my shirt that says exactly that, because Sam Eagle, that's my spirit animal.
Absolutely.
Have a great day. I appreciate each and every one of you, all of you out there in the audience. Hang out here. These are brilliant minds that I consider it a privilege to hang out with on the regular. So thanks for having me. Thanks for promoting me, although that was uncomfortable. And I will see you all later. Bye.
Bye, Culture.
Happy 4th, Culture.
Happy 4th, Culture.
Mwah.
All right, we're going to go to Script next. Script, I want to call out some movies that had a bigger opening than Indiana Jones, The Dial of Destiny, and this perhaps will give context to why we are in the situation we are. Are you ready for these?
Sure.
Bad Boys for Life, bigger opening than Indiana Jones, The Dial of Destiny. Hulk, bigger opening. Fantastic Beasts, The Crimes of Grindelwald, bigger opening. Clash of the Titans, bigger opening. Kong, Skull Island, bigger opening.
Well, I like that one.
Which Clash of the Titans are you referring to?
Well, the one from April 2nd, 2010, when movie ticket prices, by the way, were significantly lower, and we would assume somewhere around 33% less than what we are looking at now. I can keep going and going with these. And by the way, because of the holiday weekend, Indiana Jones: Dial of Destiny is getting a significant boost, not in terms of box office, but in that we do not yet have the final calculations for the weekend. This thing may have come under 60 million when we're done, in which case there are going to be some films that you would not believe outperformed Indy.
But even then, if it's at 60 million by the end of Tuesday night, that's
it's really doing stuff. It's really doing stuff.
Let me just ask: is Transformers: Rise of the Beasts also on openings that were bigger than?
Yes. Transformers, the
Got like
most
80 or
recent
90.
Transformers outperformed Indy. Script, what do you think these meetings are going to be like based on that information?
I've been in meetings like this, actually.
I'm
I've
sorry
been
to
in
hear that.
meetings where marketing has to justify their issues, and I've been in meetings where studios have to justify the quality of their film. Not big studios, mind you, like really small production houses and whatnot. One thing is that no side is going to have an argument that's going to convince the other. Whatever the outcome of this meeting is, will tell you who has real power when it comes to the operations within Lucasfilm and Disney. One of the biggest complaints in the industry that a lot of people in my area, specifically writers, directors, actors, has been against marketing because they have been the laziest, useless aspects of the film industry for around 15 to 20 years. Many of them form alliances with bean counting accountants to justify not going ahead with an original IP or a fairly competent adaptation of one, because it's either too expensive or they bring this up quite often, which is the sign of a person that's a hack marketer. They claim they don't know how to market. They claim that there's no existing audience in there, and therefore they cannot market something to that non-existing audience. They are treating it mathematically, as in you can multiply 0 by whatever number you want, you're still going to get 0. And that's how they're trying to treat basically the creative side of the industry.
Script, one of the things that is likely to come up in this meeting, we've seen it in the data that we have, the 25 and under demographic evaporated for this film. I suspect that there's going to be some serious blaming when it comes to the casting of Phoebe Waller-Bridge, someone who essentially brought no demographics unless you're looking at the perhaps 65 and above women category. Script, how badly was this film conceived from the get-go that may have hampered marketing from even having a chance? I'm thinking about looking at some of these trailers and realizing that other than the capitalism faux pas, they did not have anything to work with, and they pulled from the very best parts of this film in the best ways they could to make it seem like it would be interesting when it's not.
Well, there's also an argument to be made that marketing informed what was actually going on in the film. That's the other part you have to consider.
Oh, so you think it's a positive feedback, or in this case, a negative feedback loop, and marketing may be on the hook for it?
Well, the first thing that we also have to take into account is that unlike some like the Harry Potter franchise or the Transformers franchise, maybe closer to the Bad Boys franchise, but not so much, is that Indiana Jones has not been constantly pushed within the entertainment conversation compared to those franchises. They have these significant gaps. It has not been pushed the same way that Star Wars had. Lucasfilm spent more money investing in Star Wars as the property prior to their acquisition by Disney than they ever did with Willow or Indiana Jones. They started an attempt in the early 90s, but they've slowly been reducing the amount of priority they gave that franchise as they got closer towards the turn of the century, because it was now focused mainly on Star Wars, because that Star Wars was the bread and butter. And when it came to something like a movie of this type, where you're dealing with an existing IP, marketing is usually getting involved at the ground floor. And in the article that I mentioned with regards to the interview of James Mangold at the Hollywood Reporter, he was informed that Phoebe Waller-Bridge was kind of the first actor they knew was going to be in this that wasn't Indiana Jones, that wasn't Harrison Ford. And so they were structuring a film around this character. Now, I know a lot of people like to argue that Kathleen Kennedy is doing self-inserts with these brunette British women. However, I think she's got better taste with regards to who she selects of the brunette British women, because they haven't been the most glamorous. They have not been the most affable, as it were. I think basically Daisy Ridley was the most charming with regards to when she's doing interviews that are not Star Wars related. She's actually quite charming and alluring, and you can lean in and watch her. I don't see any angle with regards to Kathleen Kennedy wanting Phoebe Waller-Bridge as a self-insert so much as she would want Phoebe Waller-Bridge because of the popularity with her Fleabag show and the fact that due to her relationships and the fact that she does dialogue polishes on scripts, she is quite hot right now. She is on a short list among a lot of people in Hollywood because of that. And I think the people that are representing her have been trying to angle her more onto the performative side of things that she is not capable of doing. And she's basically I would say Diablo Cody 2.0. And Diablo Cody was a very hot writer in the early start. Good at dialogue, even though I would argue that a lot of her dialogue was cropped from other sources that were far better, but far less circulated. So you had to be really well into the know with regards to smaller productions. And I think she's just the next version of that. And I don't believe that really she is the weakest part of this film. The part of this film that's weak is the fact that it plays on an old trope, doesn't do anything new with it. And it is more set piece to set piece as opposed to a story of discovery, mystery, revelation, and character. And
Script, one more question to you. Go finish your thought, and I've got one more question for you.
And I think because of that, we got a lackluster execution of what could have been in premise a pretty decent Indiana Jones film. Not the best. I would probably equate it if it was done by Spielberg. If it had maybe David Koepp back as writing it, it probably would have been more on par with, say, Temple of Doom, or at least a little bit better than Crystal Skull in that regard, based on where they were coming from, what they were trying to do. Because one of the key factors when writing a story is that your main character needs to be in one position, and now by the end of the movie, they have to have changed and grown into another position. And part of
otherwise, why watch?
Yeah, part of me suspects that this story was supposed to be essentially Indiana Jones getting his groove back. And I think because they focused far more on the act of the set piece that didn't actually reveal really any progress to the story, they failed in doing that. And as a result, they didn't have a good movie. And when you compound that with the fact that Disney's brand overall has been suffering over the last 4 years, you could say definitively over the last 4 years, audiences would never be able to take interest in something of this nature because there's such a pattern of failure that came out of Disney, and audiences are very smart. They recognize patterns. So why would they spend their hard-earned dollar, especially with inflation and the high ticket prices, on something that has statistically a higher likelihood of disappointing them than making them happy?
Yep. Script, the budget for this film is incredible, yet even if it was small, emergency meetings would likely be held at Lucasfilm
within 48
July
hours.
5th.
That's what they were given. They were given a 48-hour time frame, which means that wherever they are vacationing right now, you've got at maximum 16 hours to get back stateside, and the rest of that time you better collect all your notes and essentially accounting and books and expenditures. Because
that's a great point, Script. The number of people scrambling today to get their plans to get back, returning from the French Riviera or what have you,
or Hawaii.
Yes, or Hawaii. But Script, here's my thought on this. You know, Valiant Renegade came out with a number. He said 323 million was the budget that he believed the film had. Or excuse me, I'm sorry, 332 million.
Mm-hmm.
Then the trades have essentially come out now and confirmed this. Anthony D'Alessandro saying it's 329, and also saying that it's perhaps higher, 350-ish. Does this budget surprise you at all coming out of Lucasfilm? And if not, why?
It would only surprise me if the similar tactics that were done with Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker were taken. And there's enough rumors out there circulating that there are a lot of similar patterns with regards to reshoots, rewrites, rescoring, re-editing. There seems to be some sort of conspiracy as to when Karen Allen came in to do her scene, if it was truly within the first 3 months of production or if it was in the last 3 months of production.
Oh, I can confirm it was last.
Yes, but everybody on the film are claiming that it was in the first three.
Except Harrison Ford.
Except for Harrison Ford, yeah.
Yeah.
Mangold is saying first
but
three.
he's mistaken. Sorry.
Yeah,
Don't mean to.
What does he know?
We're going to cover that probably later this week. I'm doing my best to deal with not being able to talk about that yet. But I don't think Karen Allen is happy.
The argument I'm going to present to you, Pro, is this, is that whatever side is going to blame the marketing has way more ammunition in favor of them than with regards to the quality. And the reason being is that marketing is getting so involved with the creative process that they could be argued to be the inhibitor of the success of the films with regards to the final product. Ooh. And the fact that if they say, well, we don't know how to market this, and they say, and the opposing side says, well, you told us what to put in the movie so that you can market it better. How are
Which
they
would
going
then presume that James Mangold had his hands tied. This is going to turn into a massive food fight, and perhaps publicly.
And statistically speaking, well, not so much statistically, but with regards to how Hollywood works in its behaviors and its status of things, James Mangold is kind of on the lower end of the totem pole, and the writers that he worked with are even lower. And those are the most likely parties that are going to be held responsible for this travesty, not marketing, not studio heads. Because
let's go to the other panelists. Arwen, Stephen, even Wilton, and Lorne. Let's just open this up. Don't have me call on you. I just want to know what your thoughts are on all of this. Again, for those of you just joining us, we're hearing now that July 5th emergency meetings have been called. They're going to be held in Burbank, involving high-level Lucasfilm employees being brought in to dissect what has happened with Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, and to begin to take actions, not to correct it, because there's no correcting this, but perhaps punitive, perhaps not. We'll see. Arwen, take it away.
All right. I have a question and then I have a comment. But my question is this: who is giving marketing the power to come in and say, hey, we get approval over this because this is the only way we can market it? Who is that's
Studio
never
heads.
been my under. Okay. So it's individual studio heads. So they are basically setting up their problems for themselves. Marketing should be the position where you give them a film or a story that's finished and you say, okay, here it is. Here it's in the can. It's done. Market this.
Yes, you're right. But they don't.
Be.
Okay, well then for them to turn around and blame marketing, they need to blame themselves, because that's like kabuki theater. That's just like putting a Band-Aid on a symptom of a problem. Look, let's face it. We've all seen links of Indy way back. We've all we've seen story leaks. We've seen, trailer leaks. We've seen it all. We live in an internet age. It's not like marketing is going to have a very difficult job, because we're already here and we're involved and we're looking for these things for the minute they come out, so we can grab them and talk about them and dissect them. If the story was good, like really good, a really good, solid indie story, it would be a little bit of a different thing by this point. It'd be a different story. We'd all be like, hey, just see this? This looks pretty good. Did you hear about this? This looks pretty good. And then to hear that marketing is been given power that they should never have, and so they use that power, and then the studio heads turn around and go, it's your fault our movie tanked. It's just a circular thing that makes no sense to me. They're creating their own problems.
Go ahead, Stephen.
Thank you. Isn't the whole point of marketing is you're sitting there waiting for the product to be finished, and then you're going, highlight this, make your film reel, make your commercial, figure out what to talk to the franchises that want to make the toys, everything comes from what the film is supposed to be and how you're going to promote the best parts of it to make your merchandising and everything down the line, right? Your TV ads, your Super Bowl ads.
Actually more like 50 years ago that was the case, and now it's more like market research determines where the market is heading, and we want to get there first. We want to be the first ones on the floor. These are the most statistically likely predictable points that we think will resonate with the market, with everyone that has either access to the internet or not. This is the angle that we think is going to work best, and we want the creative process to reflect and follow those plot points.
Okay, but with that, they've had three templates. I'm sorry, I'm not counting Crystal Skull. I'm breaking everyone's feelings here. They've had 3 other templates to go back and look through marketing and how these films were successful, what made them great, what made them grand. Even go out and do public surveys before even coming down with the plan.
Oh, they don't do that anymore.
Well, okay, then I guess that's my ignorance there. But
No, it's okay.
No, I understand. Then marketing is not to blame, because you can't sell a product that is not good, even though you told everyone that it's going to be fine.
Well, the thing is that they're selling a product that's already been established as a successful product.
No, the past products were successful, right? Not the current one.
Well, that's it. That's why what marketing likes is that they don't want to work hard to try and sell you something brand new that you've never heard of before, because that takes a lot of effort, takes a lot of money.
Okay.
They just want you to be like, hey, you remember this song, this flavor, this thing? Well, we've got another one of it.
So in other words,
remember when? Oh, I remember.
So in other words, what you're saying is they no longer do the practice of doing, like, say, surveys and research to figure out why the product is successful and what they can do for this day and age, but they got no problem using that product as the excuse that it should sell no matter what.
Correct. Because
so they have no Okay.
Right. Especially when we look at the Walt Disney Company, it is an incredibly repetitive cycle of this snake eating itself, and we're about to have a reboot of a film of. I forget what year the original Moana came out, but now they're doing the quote-unquote live-action remake of Moana, and they're pretty much saying, we promise it is going to be as close to the original thing as we can make it.
I can't imagine why they would do that, but let's bring in Tommy Tables. Wilton, I'd like to get your comment before we do. We're going to bring in Tommy Tables, though, and we're going to wrap up this part of the discussion. Again, folks, for those of you just joining us, we believe Lucasfilm will be having emergency meetings at Burbank. Major players at Lucasfilm brought in from their vacations, cutting those vacays short, flying in from France, flying in from Hawaii, etc., to, well, be told that things did not go well. And what will happen after that, we'll find out. But Wilton, give us your thoughts.
Yeah, can you make me full screen? I think that would be more beneficial for this moment.
I am concerned.
Okay. So, folks, Kathleen Kennedy is fired officially. You've heard it here first, okay?
Whoa. Get him out of here. Get out of here. What? All right, let's go to Tommy Tables for a minute.
I had one thing to add before that ended quickly. I just, with what scripting you guys were saying, okay, with the whole marketing and all this stuff going down, are you saying that Disney, not just Lucasfilm, but their marketing whole sector, has no idea to learn from their mistakes after the sequel trilogy and everything else from Disney Plus and go, okay, we've done all this and it's completed failure by using these names. So we're still going to use these names, but continue they've learned nothing? Then this falls on...
I think we're dealing with ideologues.
They learn nothing is that you cannot admit failure, because then you will not be hired again.
You'll be fired.
Their bankruptcy is showing the failure, isn't it? That their lack of subscription, the loss of subscriptions on Disney Plus, the lack of the theaters being filled, isn't that already showing their failure?
Alan Burton,
it is,
team,
but
take
it's not something they have to acknowledge. Now, here's a very tragic fact for everyone on the panel, everyone listening. If Disney did not make Disney World and Disneyland, Disney would not be a studio.
Agreed.
It's true.
That's a great point.
It's true. It's an IP generation factory for the parks.
Hey guys, I've been offline for the last couple of days. So is Indy 5 a success yet? Or all these people are flying back, and is KK gone yet?
Tommy, they actually have a new poster, and it's right here for you. Hold on, let me get it for you. I don't know if you want to make me big, but there you go. There's the new poster. I hope you guys like it.
Nice. Love it.
Oh my god.
Did they de-age him there?
They de-aged him and gave him a Hot Wheels shirt to look so he can be hit with the kids.
Fantastic.
That's awesome.
And I hate the title. Can I just throw that out there? I hate that title. Dial of Destiny. I do not know why, but I hate that title.
I don't think it's gone over well.
The one thing
Tommy, any final thoughts on this topic before we wrap it up? We've got one more topic we're gonna cover. We're also going to hit those super chats, folks. We don't want to make you wait any longer. Big show, of course, and we're happy to bring this exclusively to you first. But Tommy, thoughts on this emergency meeting July 5th for Lucasfilm at Burbank?
I mean, they're meeting to discuss how great everything is, right?
Oh, yes. Confetti, cake, lots and lots of cake.
I mean, I think it's ultimately a sign of things starting to go in the right direction. As Stephen was saying, at this point, people are starting to realize that the ship is actually sinking, that bankruptcy, I mean, not full bankruptcy, but that things are dire. And so these are all, I suppose, positive signs for those of us who are hoping for a return to form of Disney, and maybe the entire culture for the last, notwithstanding the last 10 years or so. fingers crossed that something good comes out of this and that they kind of finally take their heads out of the sand and realize that something has to be done, and that the type of change that they've been desperately trying to avoid for the last 10 years, that they will have to do it or else.
Tony, I don't think you meant their heads are in the sand. I think it's another place. It's another orifice.
It could be. Yeah, it could be a sandy one. Maybe the ones that were at the beach coming back,
But folks, we will stick with this. We will cover it. If we have more sources that come to us and talk to us about the situation, we'll break it right here. And if other channels out there get scoops that we feel are very likely, then we'll cover that as well. When it comes to stuff that's nonsensical, we imagine there's going to be a whirlwind of that as people take advantage of this situation. We're going to be very careful to verify as best we can before we come with information to all of you. We know that's what you expect. Now, another thing that we expect, folks, is if you'll take a look at this, this is Floral from Under a Rock, and we expect that our friends have channels of excellence. And in this case, Floral from Under a Rock definitely does. We were extraordinarily pleased and elated to see that we have now reached the 1,000 subscriber mark for Floral, 1.2 thousand now. But that's only half the game for a channel that is seeking monetization. And we need Floral monetized so that Floral can pump more and more resources into everything they do. They're fantastic. Now, if you'll take a look, folks, at this created playlist, you're going to see right here that we have a few of my favorite things. It's 7 of the very best items from Floral from Under a Rock. I highly recommend that you all go click on that playlist and let's generate the watch time that this channel needs in order to become monetized. Play it at night, play it in the morning, play it in the background. Whatever you need to do to help Floral from Under a Rock reach that achievement. Floral, we hand it to you. Tell us what your channel is all about as best as a troll can and why people should be subscribed and watching that playlist.
Well, I like to say first that I'm not Floral. I'm Batman. And yeah, so you can watch that stuff. We try to be fun. That's the thing. Like these guys, they do a great job talking about all the politics of Hollywood and all that kind of stuff. We suck at that because we're not that good. We get it, so we just try to make fun of stuff and have fun. So if you want to come and have fun, come hang out with us, watch stuff, do stuff, watch videos, because that's kind of what that is. Yes.
I mean, who doesn't like stuff?
Exactly.
Mr. Keaton,
stuff.
Mr. Keaton, if you look under your name, it says Floral.
No, it does not.
Yes, it does. I can see it on the screen right now.
It's Wilton Keaton from Under a Rock.
Exactly. It does not say Floral. Somebody cannot read.
That's right.
Uh-oh, now he's trolling Steven. That's too far. That's too far. And he's gone. Now, folks, we would like to also welcome in a new panelist to join us for these super chats and for the next topic at hand. It is also related to Indiana Jones and Lucasfilm, but also Star Wars as we continue to break a big, big show this evening. Please, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the channel, a fan favorite here and elsewhere. X-Wing is back, and X-Wing is on the top tier.
What's up,
X-Wing,
guys?
how are you tonight?
Hello, everybody. I'm not muted, right?
No, you're not muted at all.
You are muted, yes.
Hello, everyone. Yeah, I'm sorry. I got the notification late, but I'm here. Thank you for having me on.
X-Wing, have you been able to listen in on the latest scoop that we have received from an extremely credible source who within the last 72 hours was ahead of the trades, significantly now confirmed?
No, I have not. I literally came off the mountain, saw your tweet. You said, come in, and I said, send the link. And I scrolled up about, 2 messages and saw that you actually already sent the link.
All right. Well, chat, tell X-Wing what he has missed out on so far, and catch him up as we take a look now at X-Wing's channel. Folks, we did not get the chance to celebrate X-Wing with his 10,000, 11,000 subscribers, but we're here to tell you that he is about to reach 12,000 subscribers.
Wow.
And if all of you out there, about 600 in the audience still, leaning into that 2-hour mark, still almost 600 people watching, if you would mind to go and subscribe to X-Wing, I bet we can get him across the 12K mark. X-Wing, thank you so much.
Thanks, man.
For joining us. All right, X-Wing, here's what we know. Lucasfilm is going to have emergency meetings July 5th, cutting many of their vacations short as they are rushed to Burbank. We're talking about high-level Lucasfilm employees being brought to task for the disaster that is Indiana Jones and the Dial of
The
Destiny.
French Revolution, if I may.
Well, if they're leaving from the Riviera, yes. But we've got to go to Super Chats, and we'll circle back to you in just a bit. Jonas, let's hit those Super Chats.
Alrighty, Benjamin Loken for $5 saying, "Celebrity Mexican Iron Man is a YouTuber. I knew it.
Has been for a long time.
Absolutely." Marcus Squintus for 1776.
Good year.
Blessed Independence Day, everyone. May your brats and burgers be hot, the beverages cold, and your USA flags flying proudly. Be safe as always. God bless the USA.
And Marcus, thank you for sending that exact amount to Lorena Creole. That was very nice of you, and earns this. All right, let's keep them rolling.
All right, Brandon for $5. Fun fact, Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man takes place on July 4th, 1996. Fun fact as well is it's still a better movie than Dial of Destiny.
Well, I never thought I'd hear that, but yes.
Yep. I agree. Brandon for $5. Oh, I clicked it again. Mihan for 20 Swedish krona. I am sad to see the Swedish flag be burned on TV.
That's Swedish krona?
Yes, it is.
What a very interesting and beautiful currency.
Yes.
And all I can tell you is we love Sweden, we love Norway, we love those countries, and we wish you the best.
Absolutely. Yeah. And Glenn Bush for $2. Happy 4th. Hit that like button to show support. Thank you.
Thank you. Absolutely. And how many likes are we up to right now, folks?
Not enough. Keep it going.
We'll come back to it. Get us to even more, wherever it is.
451.
451. We need 500. Let's go, folks. 500.
Benjamin Loken for $2. Okay, that was good. Wilton Keaton. We love it.
Oh, yes. Oh, Wilton.
Shouldn't it have been Wilton Wayne?
We've got to rewrite this. We'll go back in the edit when we replay this on the archives.
Hey, please welcome Wilton Wayne. Space Day 2004, $2 Canadian. Still better than the Flash movie. Yep. Agreed.
Well, that's where we are, folks. It's compared to Flash. So, yeah, it's better than that.
Jun Wong for $5. I'm going to say Australian. Hail Culture Casino. My pitch, bring back the Lord Farquaad look. It's high impact branding. Your channel will explode. It's that or one of Mexican Iron Man's ideas.
Bro, do you have that haircut? Do you have like the nice like shoulder length, like A-line? You know?
I wish. That would be fantastic.
I think it'd look good on you.
Okay, I'm gonna add that to the avatar next week. Just hang tight. Wait till I go to the barber.
My Beaver's Unit for $2. I just peed myself.
Well,
I do
so
believe
hard
that was in
as a
response
mod.
to the mod comments earlier. We love you, Beav, and we hope you're staying nice and dry today.
That's right.
TLJ Screwjob sent in a member chat. If only Disney did patriotic stuff all the time. Agreed. We had a video about that earlier today, actually. You should go see it if you haven't seen it yet.
And that fireworks show is about 8 years old, so it comes from a different era compared to today. It's amazing that 8 years has changed so much, but it has.
And Beav, again, we still love you. Yeah. Sacrifice. Freedom isn't free. Don't forget it, Ashley's.
Is that how you spell that?
Yep,
I think so.
It's French.
Thanks, Beef.
Oui.
Mexican Iron Man for 1776. Thank you, Pro and Jonas, for all you do. Love to everyone on the panel, except Wilton, lol. And hugs to Lorena. We do love Lorena, and we do tolerate Wilton. Say,
what is it with Mexican Iron Man and puppets? He doesn't get along with them at all, apparently.
You're the one who's out of this world, sweet baby. You're the one who's out of this world.
I think it was a childhood thing.
No bueno.
Has
puppet trauma.
Has Mexican Iron Man commented on the whole Latin moniker now? Or
yes, he has, and I can't.
I doubt it will go well.
Show.
Latin.
Well, I mean, that's how we would pronounce it, but I believe they would pronounce it Latine.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
They're trying to manipulate it.
It's Latinx 2.0.
A new neutral gender ending for Spanish. Is that what they're trying?
Oh, good. We didn't have enough.
Gave up on the X.
You know, talk about white people trying to colonize other cultures. Leave the Spanish language alone, you idiot elitists.
Where's the Spanish Inquisition to protect their Spanish culture?
That's a great idea. Ministry of
Inquisition
Wrongthing for
2.5.
$10. So they're arguing there wasn't enough marketing for the movie. Meanwhile, you couldn't even get on a subway train without hearing about it. LOL.
Right?
It's called capitalism.
Right?
That's
Jonas,
right.
I need you to do that right. La 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 la.
La 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 la. And Philip M for a very generous $30. God bless America. God bless the panel and culture, and let us pray for our leaders. I agree with that. And that's
So try to help a little cause even a miracle needs a hand. Happy 4th of July.
Thank
There
you
we
very
go.
much, Philip M. That's a very generous super chat, and I definitely appreciate what you're saying.
We're on board with you.
Yep. Jatari Hime for $5. There was no joy in the C-suite. The mighty Kathy had struck out. Oh,
And let's just pause there for those who have not seen this yet, who are late to the stream, folks. Don't know how long this is going to be for sale, but it is hilarious, and we love to bring you the hilarity. If you would like to go to the Pro Store, we currently have, both in T-shirt form and mug form, Caffeine Kennedy. To-go
Oh, I need
order for
that.
Caffeine Kennedy, destroyer of franchises, hater of heroes. So go grab those. They come in pink as well, ladies.
Oof.
Don't miss out.
I
It's
might
just
wear
what
that.
you need.
I might wear that.
You got to
myself.
check out the mug as well.
do they happen to come in a V-neck? Culture was asking.
Great
Deep.
rack.
All right.
But thank you again, Jatari Hime. John Sapola, member chat. I celebrate American Pride Month every month.
America.
That's the best time to do it. Mihan for 20 Swedish krona. Hot take 5. Sam Worthington Titan movie are great. Yeah, I actually like Sam Worthington. I know I'm on the short list there. I think they did try to push him a little hard, but not a bad guy.
That's the movie where he basically turns into the creature from the Black Lagoon, isn't it?
Did he? You know, come to think of it, I like Sam Worthington more than I like that particular movie. Either way, thank you very much for the super chat. Jatari Hime for $10. I missed VR's last live. Someone asked who would want to watch Elsa as the bride from Kill Bill fighting Sith and Jedi. I would.
Yes, we
a
did.
good writer
That
could
was a
make that
question.
work. Who can you call to make that happen?
Victoria Alonso.
If only we still had Batman, that would be an easy answer.
I would love to see a special effects house handle that one. Also, my daughter, whenever they get to the Princess Peach wedding scene and she pulls out that ice flower, she starts shouting, "Elsa, Elsa!"
I actually wrote the script. It was Brie Larson that was the hero in that story.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
you know, in about 2 years, you could probably ask AI to animate that for you.
100%. You can do it now. Yeah, it's incredible.
You could ask it today. And thank you again for the super chat. Brewing Sailor, hey buddy, for $10. I've said it during and since Celebration. Mangold would never make the Dawn of the Jedi movie. Indy 5 would flop and he'd have to fall on the sword for KK. I think the odds there are getting higher by the day.
Yes. Of all the movies that you've heard of, that has by far the lowest chance now, and the others are diminishing. Lauren, you got a thought on this one?
Only something that I had mentioned to you once before in passing, and I don't think it's probably true, but that brief plot synopsis that came out that was supposedly about the Rey movie bears a striking similarity to the Dawn of the Jedi novel that came out several years ago. And it made me wonder if maybe some wires got crossed in the rumor, and what they were talking about was a loose adaptation of that novel for Mangold's movie. I don't think that's probably the case, but if you guys aren't familiar with Dawn of the Jedi, maybe read the inside flap of that book and you might recognize a few things.
That's right. Yeah, yeah.
They're not going to do
Points.
Ashlyn and Bo. They're not going to do that.
No, I don't think so either. But I mean, they have cribbed little notes from various sources. I don't think they would do a faithful adaptation if they were going to do anything. But it's not beyond them to filch little plot points and things. And so
I don't know that Disney knows what faithful is.
No, but the plot point that they were talking about, these Jedi that Rey was supposedly training a brother and a sister, where the sister is a prodigy and the brother is something
goon.
less than. Yeah, that sounded to me exactly like that novel.
Do you think they're going to try to do like a Jason and Jaina?
Well, I think they want to latch on to the yin and yang plot point of the Jedi and the Sith, and I think that makes perfect sense. But they keep pushing this one trope so hard, nobody wants to see it anymore, and so they've just worn it out.
It would probably be about as faithful as the upcoming Heir to the Empire is to the actual Zahn books.
Exactly.
There you go.
And that's
Now,
exactly
guys, before we
what
go to
I-
the next super chat, I do want to say that I'm hearing now that Steven is going to have to step away. And before Steven goes, I just want to point out that our friend Steven has reached a major milestone on his channel, 6,000 subscribers. We are so pleased, so proud, and so happy for Steven to have reached the 6,000 mark. Folks, if you are not yet subscribed to Steven, he does a great job doing gaming both here and on Rumble. Steven, tell folks what they can find over on your amazing channel.
Disappointment, lots of disappointment. I promise to berate you and make you feel like, why did I give this guy my time or sub? No, pretty much I've been doing this 4 years next April. I hold community streams, which is members play with us, usually FN or some other kind of co-op game. I do a lot of beta testing, NDA silenced games that I eventually get releases to. Pretty much that's it. Gaming is the pop culture, and gaming is going to be the next battlefield when Disney dies. So that's.
I have never had more fun watching a gaming stream than Fat Steven. The guy is just so freaking hilarious, dude. I love.
He's quick on the draw.
I just love watching his channel, man.
And I also want to say too that Steven, he took the chance to cover some stuff in Canada in the last few years that may have made YouTube unhappy with him, and yet he covered it because he wanted to get the information out in the public accurately. So folks, support Steven, help him defeat those sneaky, sucky algorithms, and we are aware fully that other channels out there have taken a hit today. We're not sure what the update is, but for all of you in the 199 Club out there, we see you, we hear you. We are on your side, and we're on the side of Fat Steven JFG, as he also suffered greatly to bring the accurate reality to the world. So, Steven, thank you so much.
The justice, Fat
Yeah,
Steven.
I'll say that right now. If you guys want to be a creator, do what you want to do, even if it means being a patriot, but the platform will eventually just take you down. Just keep having fun, and the people that want to be there will be there. That includes this Park Place team. They've been a great help.
Fighting.
Amen to
The
that.
JFG stands for Justice, Fame, and Greatness.
Actually, it stands for just a fat gamer, or just funny, or just. Yeah, that's a good one too.
Steven, as you leave, this represents how we all feel about you and about this channel and what we're up to.
We'll stick together, huh? Huh? No matter how cruel and how mindlessly painful the consequences!
Nothing.
And yes, RoboCop. I also have signed the RoboCop NDA, and I cannot talk about it until it's unverified.
Oh my God, you're the new RoboCop?
Isn't that the first rule of RoboCop?
Yes, there's a game coming. Just go Google it. Thank you very much, guys. Have a great night. Happy 4th. May you celebrate well. Barbecue, beers, and stuff.
Battlestar Galactica.
And boom booms. Take care, Steven.
Take care.
My camera would stop.
All right.
Really quick, I'm sorry. Yep. I'm so sorry, Jonas. I have to say hi to my favorite lady in the world right now. Arwen, we didn't get the chance to say hi.
Hi, X-Wing. How are you?
Hey, how you doing, Arwen? I missed you. Good to see you.
Fine. Good to see you too.
You guys just keep going. I'm just going to read some super chats. You guys go ahead and talk in a
We'll
minute.
just have our own conversation on the other side.
Me on for 20 Swedish krona. Wait, I'm going to actually do the guest. Hot take rerun number 3. Crystal Skull is a fun film. I'm going to assume film.
Parts of it.
Yeah.
I knew it. Crystal Skull's a great film now.
Parts of it.
That is one
Not
great
nearly
thing
all
about
of it.
Kathleen Kennedy. She does make George Lucas look fantastic in every aspect. By
That's the
comparison.
equivalent of saying that The Force Awakens is a good movie.
There is one line in The Crystal Skull that is one of my favorite lines in the whole series. It's right in the very beginning when he's talking to the replacement for Marcus. He says, "We've reached the point in our lives where it stopped giving us things and started taking things away." And I thought that was a really poignant moment that got the question of his age out there back in the last movie. They addressed it then.
The first third of that film is very good. The middle is not. And up until the absolute very end, it is awful. Which is very similar to this film, this most recent film, except I don't like anything about the ending in this.
Oh, I haven't seen it yet. Pro, is it totally worth the money?
You should definitely go see it. Disney is desperate for you to go do that.
Uncle Roger for $10
Hashtag
just left
content.
Magic Kingdom. Just left Magic Kingdom. I'm convinced Kathleen Kennedy had something to do with July 4th fireworks. Worse than Indy 5. Just give them something since we have to, said Iger and company. Ouch.
Well, one of the issues with having an 8-year-old fireworks show is that although it does hold those things that we miss, like ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, there are no castle projections. There are no none of the newer stuff that they can do with pyro. It's all locked in the past in that regard. So it's give and take on that one, but I understand where you're coming from.
And they do own the rights to Pyro, the X-Men character now, so maybe they can improve that. Charger, the comic number 2, sends in a member chat. Wokes will disagree on Indy 5 box office despite evidence. You're right, and that seems to be the whole thing about this emergency meeting on Wednesday. The Wokes will be gathering, and there'll be a concentration of wokeness to decide who is the least woke.
You know what's funny is I have good friends who have said that they really enjoyed the movie. And so I'm curious. I'm very curious.
Well, I just think the media right now is sort of in a torture chamber because they are being forced to tell the truth, and they really, really don't want to.
Do you expect me to talk? No, Mr. Bond, I expect you to die.
You know,
That's
on
the
that
media.
note, I think we're going to be seeing more and more of the Guardians 3 effect, where the movie starts off with, low sales, and then if it's good, word of mouth will carry it along and give it greater legs. Like, I just don't think that the audience has any faith in any studio production these days that doesn't involve Tom Cruise.
Lucasfilm, especially at this point.
Yeah. Yep. I think you're right. Jen D. Hey, Jen D. For $5. Happy 4th, all. This emergency meeting has the same Lego Unikitty business vibe discussing numbers. Everything is awesome.
Okay, that is a fantastic reference.
Wear clothes. Oop, almost forgot that one.
Unikitty is a new term for me.
Go check out that first Lego movie. It is, I love it. The second one is terrible. The first one is the opposite.
Lord Miller made that one, and let's see, they got fired off of The Flash. Let's see, that didn't turn out well. And they also got fired off of Solo, and well, we all know how that turned out.
Oh, come on. Solo was such a good film. Why are you ripping on it?
I'm not ripping on Solo.
Oh,
but
God,
I
it
do
was
think
such a good film, you know?
I'm
Who
going to
doesn't love
confess here.
droid love? Han Solo?
I actually like Solo
loving a
on
droid-
some level.
Oh,
and-
God, I am totally joking. I can't believe you actually just said that.
No, I do. I will. I will
the
defend
credits.
Oh.
I was about to ask.
Blaxploitation Lando Calrissian film.
Yeah. The problem with that is Phoebe Waller-Bridge was so Phoebe Waller-Bridge that it came off as satire making fun of wokeness. And so I thought they were poking fun at themselves. Maybe they
but it
weren't.
wasn't, though. It was like super serious.
I was
also
honest. X-Wing. I was about to ask if you were a sequel X-Wing or like an original trilogy one after that comment.
Oh, I love the sequels. Love the sequels. Great
Actually,
films.
I'm
Incredible.
I'm going to come back to Michelle
Oh,
C.
yeah, they're so good. They're so
But
good.
Well, before you do, Jonas,
too,
let me just
because,
say there's an important thing that I've realized. This is a once every 7 years occurrence tomorrow, folks. The 4th of July is landing on Taco Tuesday, so add it to your repertoire.
Hey.
Do not just have hamburgers and hot dogs. It's Taco Tuesday and avoid the Craggle. Keep going.
That's right. Drink that Bud Light, have a taco.
We'll
It's
skip
Independence
ahead
Day.
to
With a
Andrew
Latine
Pugh
friend.
for $5. X-Wing thinks that Last Jedi was the best Star Wars movie ever made.
So you know what's funny? Andrew is actually in the other room right now. He's in my living room watching this live stream with his gal. So Meg and Andrew, hi, good to see you guys. He actually loves The Last Jedi.
That's
sucking piece of gutter trash.
that you
It's a
two
good
can
film.
connect over that. You know,
I don't get it. I don't get it. It just didn't land for me.
Lactose intolerant, maybe.
Maybe.
One thing I can say for almost every Star Wars film is that John Williams showed up for every single one of them, and he went hard. So,
and he's the best part of this new indie film.
The problem for the sequels is not the music.
agreed.
No.
Agreed. Michelle C for $2. I just want to say, have a good 4th, everyone.
You too, Michelle. We hope it's wonderful.
Yep, always good to see your smiling face. And I think this is our last super chat here. Benjamin Loken for $5. Business. Numbers. Is this working? Yes. Yay!
Great quote. I love it. Now, I do want to go to the panel, though, for one last topic of discussion. We'll be brief here, folks, as we are winding down this live stream where we are celebrating all nations, but mostly America, and also all of our friends in our orbit around this channel. The question here, guys, is have the normies out there, just the regular families and folks, have they caught on to the fact that Lucasfilm is destroying their heroes, and have they had enough of it? And is that the thing, the impetus that has destroyed this latest Indiana Jones film?
Yes.
Did Jake Skywalker actually crater Indy and show the fans that they could not trust this studio to deliver? And then guess what? They did not. X-Wing, you seem to be impassioned about this. Take it away. Tell us whether that's right or wrong.
Ooh, baby girl, I'm so mad about stuff that they're doing these days. No, I'll be honest with you. I got a call from my mother when she was watching Mandalorian season 3. My dad's kind of old. He nods off sometimes. He woke up and asked why my mother changed the channel while he was watching Mandalorian season 3. And I had to assume it was the Lizzo episode that he was watching. But the bottom line is what we have now is not a reflection of the Star Wars that we were given by George Lucas. I am going to go on a rant. Don't give me the platform. Just don't give me the platform. Take it away. Take it away. Take it away.
No, go on the rant. Just be careful with what you say. Let's avoid the F-bombs lest we have to do lots of post-editing on this thing. But
We have
tell us what you
lost.
think.
We have lost Star Wars. We have lost Star Wars. Not only that, actually, beyond that now, because Indy 5 has come out, we have lost heroes in pop culture. The heroes are gone. They're dead. And beyond that, the thing that really makes me mad is that the heroes are now belittled by new, diverse characters who want to tell you that your old white heroes from back in the 70s and the 80s, they weren't actually good people. They were bad people. But we're going to give you a hero and a character that you can love, like Phoebe Waller. Oh my God. What an absolutely incredible human being.
Well, you know, the only character who seems to be not going through this situation is Rocky Balboa. And that's because, you know, Sly is in complete control there. But all the characters that are controlled by Lucasfilm, and, you know, I'm not sure that even Princess Leia came out on the good side of this, but they have
she's a
decimated.
horrible mother.
Yeah, they've decimated the happy endings of these heroes. They've taken away their journeys. Lauren, do you think that audiences have completely now ended this trope, and maybe even the girl boss trope where Rey can do anything, where Fleabag can do anything, etc.? Do you think that both of these things have converged? Yeah, Fleabag and Helena. You know her.
Well, I think we're at an interesting point right now. Do I think that it's completely over? No. But I think that it's not just Hollywood, but business itself has been put on notice. We're not tolerating this stuff anymore. We're taking action with our wallets. We've shown that we can actually sustain doing that. And that's got corporate boardrooms looking at this and going, maybe we've overplayed our hand a little bit. Maybe it's time to start backing off on some of this stuff. Are they going to abandon it completely? No. What they're going to do is they're going to find what is that line? How close can we dance up to it? And we'll go to exactly that point, and we'll try and stick our toe just across it if we can. Unless they continue to get smacked down, which is what's going to happen. It's going to take sustained effort for every one of the companies that pushes this kind of nonsense. When that starts happening, eventually you will have the investors start to take action. Now, I do think that it's very interesting that Vanguard has already backed off on a lot of this stuff, and BlackRock is trying real hard to now step away from some of the three-letter acronyms. It's like we're starting to get some light shined on us, and we don't like that.
And
That's a
Vanguard, by the way, Lauren, Vanguard has now become the highest level investor at Disney, no longer held by BlackRock, and it's not by a small amount.
Click on
Yes.
any company, and BlackRock and Vanguard are the top two investors in any publicly traded company. They're
Right, but
everywhere.
But I think what's important about this is that light is being shined on that, and they don't like it. So this
Yeah.
effort, it's a sustained effort. If we want to take back the culture, we have to continue to vote with our wallets, and that means don't go to see these movies. Don't buy the products that pushes these things. Hold these corporations accountable because it's the only thing they understand.
Now, Arwen, I misspoke. I said that one of the only characters to come out of this unscathed was Rocky Balboa.
Mm-hmm.
I was wrong because essentially every character that Tom Cruise plays is the same. Again, another powerful name in Hollywood. And this differing version of how you handle aging heroes is coming to a head. Tom Cruise is coming to town, and he's bringing Mission Impossible with him. That could decimate Indiana Jones. What do you think Hollywood can take away from the fact that Tom Cruise and Sylvester Stallone seem to have found the secret sauce and what people want out of their heroes?
What can they take away from it? That
Yeah.
formula works. Stop trying to reinvent the wheel. That's what Hollywood's doing right now. They're trying to reinvent the wheel.
What is the secret sauce,
in their
though,
own
Arwen?
image.
What makes people want to go see Tom Cruise now?
And okay, and
Even the dogs are barking for Tom Cruise, Arwen.
I'm gonna speak for myself because I'm not a huge Tom Cruise fan, and I never have been, even when he was all young and all the rage.
Well, after he did what
you
he
know.
did to Oprah's couch, it was
Yeah.
Even
that
even
poor
back
soul.
when Rosie O'Donnell was using a crush on him as a beard.
Yes. However, that said, the one thing that Tom Cruise has, and I mean, he's been in this industry forever, for a long time. He's had, multiple kinds of roles. He's had, multiple positions within the Hollywood sphere. But the thing that he has figured out is at the end of the day, when people sit down to watch a film or watch a show or consume some sort of entertainment, they do it because they want to escape. They want to be entertained. They want a good story that they can delve into for a couple of hours that might make their lives just a little bit better for having viewed it. It's
Well, and
not really that complicated. And he has plugged into that and he understands that.
He's also still giving us
Look at how much
spectacle.
people love him for it.
Yeah, it's true.
He's
Indiana
like, I want
Jones-
you to watch a movie. That's all I'm doing. Thank you
Well-
for watching my movie.
To that point, Indiana Jones in this latest movie is struggling to climb a wall that Phoebe Waller-Bridge is having no problem in scaling. He's complaining about all of his aches and his hurts. Meanwhile, Tom Cruise's character is flying off the side of a mountain on a motorcycle that's real, script. Is this the spectacle that audiences want, and how in the world can Hollywood deliver that?
I think it's more of a Band-Aid situation. Stunts are great. Practical stunts are wonderful, but they only garner really maybe one or two returns. It's the characters around those stunts that people come back for. And with regards to your earlier question, our audience is picking up on the changes going on. It's overall. It's they've realized that the pool they're swimming in, the water's been slowly coming to a boil, and they're getting out.
Or there's a turd in the pool. One or the other.
No, a turd is far too easy to see. This is a slow moving thing because again, people have more things going on. They have no idea the specifics with regards to Lucasfilm, Disney, any of the studios. All they know is that when they're going to the movie theater to be entertained and have fun, and jump into another world, it's a disappointing, dour one, and it comes basically at the fact that the young Turks that have taken over the industry straight out of universities, out of Ivy League business schools, have picked the wrong people. They picked the people that push their ideology, what their philosophy is, and they're doing so as a means of desperation to cement their positions within the legacy of media. And the thing is that they are definitely cementing the positions of the legacy of media, but not in a positive way, not in a growing way. And so they've achieved their goal, and the exact opposite outcome has arrived. But
well, excellent points. Final thoughts, panel, on this topic.
Well, I mean, I would say that part of the reason why Tom Cruise in particular is so successful is because the audience is realizing, or they're quickly coming to the realization that when you go see a movie with him in it, you're secure in the knowledge that he is the hero and that he will have a heroic arc in that film. I think that's something that you can't say for many other films, and especially many other aging male protagonists. And it's a culmination of, I think, the trend that The Simpsons started many, many years ago of portraying the aging male father figure in this case as kind of buffoonish, and everything snowballing
what
from
a
there.
better way to continue the story than bring in a young, diverse person who can pick up the torch, right? Pass the baton from this old, aging, buffoonish white male and give it to somebody else.
Give it to the insert of Kathleen Kennedy yet again.
Makes sense. Pro, I have to go.
Well, X-Wing, we hope that there's no accidents on the way. We understand. We've all been there before. Sometimes the movie, it just keeps going and going, and you say, I'm going to make a run for it. Tell me what I missed. So, X-Wing, thank you for being here. Where can people find you on this great, big, beautiful web?
X-Wing on YouTube. Thank you so much for pulling my channel up. You're actually the first person that's ever pulled my channel up on a stream on the actual web page, which is cool. Cool to see. I love all of you guys. Lauren, it's so good to see you, man. We don't get to hang out enough, but God, I love you. Are spitfiery. Just, I don't know.
Anytime we can get together, I'm happy to do so, man.
It's always so good. Everybody else, thank you so much for having me. I've been out today and I was drinking too much, so I shouldn't be on the internet anyways. But WDW, thank you so much for having me on. As always, love you guys. I gotta go. I'm sorry. I have to go.
Don't stumble forth and continue on, X-Wing. Thank you for being here.
Enjoy a wonderful, wonderful day tomorrow. We earned that day. Our ancestors paid for it in blood. So make sure that you enjoy it.
Absolutely. And shout out to Andrew. All right. Well, folks, that is bringing us also close to an end. We're all about to have to go as well. We hope you've enjoyed this special live stream where we have been covering breaking news that Lucasfilm is heading for an emergency meeting, according to a source that has already been right in the past week and ahead of the trades by 48 hours. Lucasfilm heading to an emergency meeting at Burbank. They're being recalled from their vacays. They are not going to get to enjoy the Independence Week like they thought they were. No fun at all. But you can have fun because as we head out, folks, don't forget that the Kathleen Kennedy apparel is available over on the WDW Pro store. We have a shirt and a mug. We don't know how long this will be available, but it cracks me up, and we hope it cracks you up as well. We've got a member chat. Jonas, pull that up, please.
It's Red Tigress. Hey there, Red Tigress. Member for 2 months at the Premium level. Love this panel. As for Hollywood, they want to destroy hero. Without heroes, there is no exceptionalism. And that's a great day of the year to bring up exceptionalism. Absolutely. Thank you.
Perfectly said, Jonas. All right, folks. Well, we hope that you've had a good time here as we have attempted to explain entertainment, keep you ahead of the culture curve, and also we have tried our very best to display an attitude of gratitude. This channel has seen explosive growth in the past 6 months, now in our 7th. We cannot thank you enough. All of you are the electricity that drives this. Without you, we are nothing. And folks, the level to which you have driven this channel is bonkers to us. We are so thankful and grateful. In the month of June, we had more than 2 million views on this channel. And it is all due to you. Again, the electricity that drives.
21 gigawatts!
gigawatts.
The mainstream media has no idea what to do with us. Well, they can't get rid of us, and they don't understand why, but we do.
Would it make you feel any better if you knew that what we're asking Matt here to do is a holy thing?
You see, we're on a mission from God. We're on a mission from God.
Now you're gonna put me right back in the joint.
They're not gonna catch us. We're on a mission from God.
And we've got one more member chat before we say our final goodbye. Jonas, what do we have?
It's a super chat.
Oh, and it's super duper indeed.
$20 from Jen D. Lucasfilm had slow burn with the normies. Absolutely. They had a bit of a redemption story with The Mandalorian. Like Script said, it's a culmination of issues. They forgot how to tell a good story family audiences can all enjoy. Amen to that. You always have great comments, Jen D. Much appreciated.
I think that is the best way to end this show, because that absolutely epitomizes the problem in Hollywood. Hopefully this can be remedied. Hopefully the message is now clear from movies like Avatar: The Way of Water, movies like Mario Brothers movie, movies like Sonic the Hedgehog, Top Gun Maverick, and now Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning coming. The studios can have all the money in the world. Audiences are ready to pour out the dinero. They just have to be willing to give the audiences what they want, and what they want is good. Family-focused, or at least family-uplifting narratives that actually make sense and are cohesive. Hollywood, give it to us. We're ready to welcome you back when you do. Folks, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, keep learning, keep growing, keep having fun. Set off some fireworks, be safe, and have a very happy 4th of July wherever you are on this little blue marble. We hope you are enjoying freedom in your place, in your community, in your family, and making it a better place to be.
Okay, Eric, I don't want this to go the same way it did with Oh Holy Night, okay? So let's see if we can step it up this time, okay?
Oh, yes, Mr. Mackey, I would definitely do a better job.
I'm not really sure if I believe you, but go ahead.
Oh, so can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last, whatever it is.
Eric, get this right. This is important,
stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. On the ramparts we watched were so goodly and dreaming. On the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air gave proof to that night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
I gotta say, Eric, that was actually a dramatic improvement. You missed a bunch, but okay, it wasn't horrible.
Thank you, Mr. Mackey. Can I get cheesy poofs now?
Okay.